This is our colorful countdown.
We've been working on that.
Well, they can hear us too while we're doing this. So, hey, folks. So appropriate to start off the God. And by the way, that the music sounded familiar, like Chic. That's because Nile Rodgers of Chic did that, the music. So, hey everybody, Todd, oh God, I'm still laughing over that. Todd Quality Jaeger here. This is the Todd Jaeger experience. I still feel weird saying my name on this, but and along with me is I want to say Captain Cartoon. Is that what you want to go by today?
The other way. The other way.
The other way?
Yeah,
okay. Well, I've got it. My image that I'm looking at is backwards, so I don't.
And we got.
How does it appear to the viewers? Does it appear forward or backwards? I don't know, but and then over here, because as you can see, we got a theme going. Oh, that intro is out of sight. Yeah. Hey, everybody, get that record. I have it. I'm a disco fan. I have like the 12-inch single, you know, if people know what that is. And I've got a spot on my glasses. Hang on. And then right over, am I pointing in the right direction this way? Is that Mike on this side? Yeah.
It's right.
Okay, because see, what I see on my screen is a reverse. And okay, either way, the guy with the hat is Mike Caravella, the star, creator, writer, producer, and also you directed the short film and just a filmmaker extraordinaire of Astral Plane Drifter. Yes. Here we go with the trailer, everybody. The music is on Spotify too. And for Mike, I forgot about this. That clickety clacking you hear is Captain Cartoon's wonderful bird. Loves that microphone.
Oh,
So
I thought maybe he was stapling some paperwork.
you that's what it sounds like. But it also sometimes you'll see like a tail and feathers kind of cover his camera. So that's what that is.
Cool.
What's your bird's name again? Yeah.
Oh, Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Miss Bourbon.
Miss Bourbon. Okay. So yeah. So I've told people too that your trailer is purposely vague in a way. That's a positive term. It's not like, but and what is your reasoning for that?
We've gotten a lot of great feedback on the trailer. People love the trailer, the way it's designed. And it's a breath of fresh air, like the way trailers are done today. You go to the movie theater and half the movie is in the trailer. So you don't even really need to go see the movie anymore because they take out the best parts and give you a 3.5-minute trailer with all the highlights in it. So this movie is very clearly a WTF, or you said I can curse.
You can say movie. What the fuck.
It's a what the fuck movie. So I mean, you can't have what the fuck moments unless you're walking into the theater blind and not knowing what's coming at you. So yeah, I think that's really worked for us. So
thank you, Lord. Yeah, I'm really annoyed because Mike comes into the I won't mention the name, but Mike comes into the theater I work at, and he knows we got like lately 25 minutes worth of trailers before the movie starts, and I tend to show up right before the movie starts because even though I want to know what's coming out, unfortunately, they give us Reader's Digest versions of the film and sometimes even show the last scene. And it just bugs the shit out of me. So this one, I told people, they're like, ooh, will I see you in the trailer? I said, no, because my one character is very quick and the other one is too important to spoil. And special. And so I said, you won't see me in the trailer. Just know that when you see that UFO, I'm related to that. That's all I say.
That's cool. That's all right. That builds the intrigue, right? That's what we want to do.
I mean, you've mentioned on the Q&A and stuff that one of my characters is named the Wise One, and that's all I reveal.
And he's a vital character to the world, to the universe.
So Brian Haas, friend Brian, was interested to know, and folks, feel free to comment live on YouTube. I can't see the questions because when I see YouTube, there's like a half a minute delay almost. So Chris out there will see the stuff and post questions and comments throughout. So feel free to do that. And Brian wanted to know what was the seed of all of this, because I know people ask me, how do I come up with my weird batshit videos? And it's just things happen. So how's that?
Yeah. So it's a bit of a long, short story. So if you don't mind indulging me for a couple of minutes.
That's all right.
So as Todd knows, I'm a professional actor. I've been in the business a long time. I've done a lot of small parts on a lot of big TV shows over a long period of time. So around 2016, I got diagnosed with tongue cancer. So they took out 20% of my tongue and they took a bunch of lymph nodes out of my neck and chemo and radiation. And I was a mess. And I was a train wreck. I was living in LA and hustling in the business. And I thought I was done. I had to go through 2 years of speech therapy to learn how to speak again properly. And I looked terrible because I had 3 major surgeries and all this fluid and stuff is building up my neck from post-surgery and post-radiation. So I just thought I was done. I just wanted to leave LA. So I visited the desert out here. I live in Joshua Tree now. I visited Joshua Tree a lot in my time in LA, and I loved it out here. So we decided to move out here. So we moved out here right after I finished all my treatment in 2017. And I fell in love with this environment. It's a weird, quirky, batshit place up here. And there's so many different things going on here at one time. And it just fed into my soul. And I had like a real spiritual transformation being out here and just absorbing everything that goes on out in the desert. And there's lots of weird stuff too, not just the people, just like locations and stuff. And I like to go on wild journeys and trips. Like I'll go off the beaten path It's a kind of my hobby, driving cross country. So I found out a way to drive to Vegas that's like in the open desert. That's just like 2 hours off the grid. And like you have no cell phone signal. There's no gas stations. There's nothing. But it's like down old Route 66 where like parts of it are closed. And just driving back and forth through there going to Vegas, I discovered all these crazy locations. And the locations actually fed to me the idea. Like, so it germinated the idea, just these places that I found out in the desert. So anyway, going back to the other part of the story, like, so I didn't work for like 3 years just trying to get healthy. And I got healthy. I got back into business. In 2019, I actually had my best year in my career. And then I was like, all right, here we go. And then 2020, the whole business shuts down because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So like everybody else, I'm sitting around my house for like 6-7 months, not doing anything. So I had all these weird ideas from this, from being out here in the desert. So I remember the day I woke up November 1st, 2020. I said, all right, I want to do a weird short out in the desert. And I wrote the script in 6 days. I found a DP that I know for a long time as a friend of mine that I worked with in the past. It was the DP on the feature too, by the way. And I knew an actor. He knew an actor. We recruited my wife and my kids to be crew. And the 7 of us went out in the desert for 3 days and filmed a short film from December 1st to 3rd. I took December to do post-production. I started submitting the short to film festivals in January of 2021. And by the end of January 31st, 2021, we won our first film festival. And then I spent a year and a half going to film festivals. We won 35 awards with the short film. So
lot.
I have pretty good here. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I love that shot. I love that shot. That is iconic.
And that's right out on, I mean, we did some VFX on it, but that building is, the actual building is out on Old Route 66 out in the town of Amboy. And that's like the epicenter of where we filmed a majority of the film. There's multiple different crazy things out in that area there. And we filmed a lot of them. We filmed the whole week out in that remote area out there. We had a whole full cast and crew out there for a whole week filming that. So that's a greatly designed shot. My light, my gaffer, my lighter was great. My DP is great. My VFX people were great. And that's an iconic shot that people love. And yeah, but that's a real building. We dressed it up.
On a t-shirt.
Yeah. We'll get there. We'll get there. That's something. Yeah, we'll get there. So that's
there he is.
Sticker now, like the Portal Motel sign.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
And that's Roy's, right? Roy's.
Yeah, that's Roy's out in Amboy, and that's like Roy's used to be a motel and cafe. Now it's just a cafe, and all the bungalows closed down. But that was like the lobby. So like actually, it was all these bungalows behind it. But that's the lobby. And it's mostly just a museum piece at this point. They don't use it for anything. So they let us use it, and we dressed it up to our liking. Like that's our lighting is great in that, and we did the beautiful. Yeah, so that's actual lighting in as part of the production. That's the way it looks in the movie. So yeah, it's great.
I like the pinks because also that's what you had lit up inside that UFO. I liked how the pink shone out of it. It's the deep, almost giallo colors.
Right, and we lean into it a little bit of that. Well, obviously, like as Todd knows, and people who don't know, this is a multi-genre movie. We've actually, with the short film, we've won awards in 8 different genres, and I think so far with the feature, I've won 1, 2, 3. I think we're in 4 genres. We have wins right now. We have 7 wins and 6 nominations. So, yeah, it's a multi-genre movie. We cross everything. I like to call it a Western, sci-fi, kung fu, grindhouse, psychedelic stoner comedy.
That's it. Yes. You added the word psychedelic and grindhouse. I almost said grinder.
Nice. That's amazing.
Leave your personal taste saddest.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, God. Oh, okay. I'm crying a little bit. Okay. And that, so it leads into, so the feature, how long did you to get you to write the actual feature? You said that the short was in 6 days.
Yeah, so I wrote that short, which was 10 minutes in 6 days. But then as I was doing the film festivals with the short, I knew midway that I had something really good that I wanted to pursue. during the short film festival tour. So I started writing while I was on the road with that. And the first script that I wrote took about almost a year. And then now I actually have a trilogy. And so I wrote the second script in about 4 months, and then the third script in about 4 months as well. So I have like a whole universe that I built with this thing. So yeah. So I wrote 3 scripts in less than 2 years for this thing. So
Yes.
yeah.
And it's going to be a surprise as to which one will be next.
Right.
We don't know. We won't know if it's part 1 or part 3 for a while yet.
Time and space is not relative to this thing, so you never know.
That's for sure. Yeah, I still try to figure out what's where sometimes, because I've seen the movie 3 times now.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. You just let it happen.
You just let it happen, and there's like as I told to some of the people attached to post production, and even so I built a world, and like there's a couple of references in the movie, and I'm fine with it. That don't really add up to this movie, but adds up to I plan on making all 3. And when you see all 3, then it all really makes sense.
Oh yeah.
And I said, Gene Roddenberry and George Lucas built their worlds and didn't tell it right away, and nobody gave the question to them. So I'm doing the same thing.
I was really thrilled when we had the previous shot, the 3 of you in the car, the gentleman in the back seat there. Right. I was just giddy to get to meet him, and his
Mike Rad. It's Mike Rad, and he's been around. If you watch TV, you've seen him. So he's literally been on like 100 TV shows and like commercials. He's one of the original Geico cavemen. If you remember the Geico caveman commercials, he's one of the original Geico cavemen, and he was a regular. He was a regular character. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jack.
Yeah, Jack, you were saying?
I was just saying that's hilarious.
Yeah,
that's great.
And then he was a regular recurring on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
No, he's such a cool guy, and I was just so excited to meet him. And when we were in, was it Redlands or Glendale, when you guys, we had to go up there really early, and I just got to hang out with your DP Joe all day. And names, so for people to know how some of the talent involved in this, Joe was telling me about all the movies and stuff he was a part of.
So, for a low budget independent movie, we have some extremely talented people that attach themselves to this thing, and just through personal connection and just getting the thing out there, and people really attached to the story and the script and wanted to be part of it. Like Mike Rad, he answered the casting call, and I sent him the sides, and he fell in love with it, and we talked, and he wanted to be part of it. And then Joe, my director of photography, I know Joe for I want to say 18 years now. And Joe and I met Joe through another short film that I did like in 2007 when I was still living in LA. And we became friends. And then, as the world works, sometimes you stay in touch with people, sometimes you don't. So you fade in and out over time. So Joe, in the time that we weren't really communicating a lot with each other because life happens, went on and became the senior technical developer for the Academy of Motion Pictures and Sciences. So Joe actually does a lot of editing for like the Academy Awards. He refurbished the Dijkstraflex for the techno nerds who know what the Dijkstraflex is. It's the original jib operating thing for the Millennium Falcon that George Lucas built. So they were placing it in the museum, and it kind of needed to be fixed up because it was sitting in storage for like 20 years. And Joe was given the task of refurbishing the Dijkstraflex to be displayed and so he's a super genius. He's been working for the Academy for a long time, and he actually was a camera op on Quantum of Solace. So Joe actually was a cameraman on the James Bond movie with Daniel Craig. So he's just a friend of mine that I've known for a long time, and I actually reached out to him for the short. I reached out to him to say, hey, I know you're a big shot now, but do you know any young up and coming DPs who want to come and do the short with me? And he's like, fuck you, man. I'm shooting this thing. So, so he jumped on board and he shot the short and co-directed the short with me. And he's the DP on the feature as well. So we're very lucky with it. So not only that, so all our department heads, like our production designer and our costume and our VFX people and our gaffers. So Joe is also a mentor at the Academy Gold internship program. So the Academy has an internship program for all these up and coming young, really talented people and places them in internships with Academy Award winning people in their departments. So like the production designer intern works for Academy Award winning production designers of films and interns underneath them and so on and so forth. So Joe is a mentor to a lot of these people. So Joe actually brought on, we had 5 Academy Gold interns who are department on the movie. So these are people who have directly worked under Academy Award winning people in their departments who are just starting out. So like our production designer, Alice Nicolini, was amazing. She's now moved on from Astral Plane Drifter, and now she's the production designer on the TV show 911. So they're all getting big jobs now. So like for a low budget indie, like we literally had no money. We had like an unbelievable cast and crew.
Were any of them? I mean, the 2 days I was there each weekend, I guess some of them were there, and I just didn't realize how important they were.
Yeah. I mean, wow. they're all like super hyper talented people, and we were lucky enough to get along on their first big break. Yeah, that is
so cool. I will say, one of the green screen shots you did with the car, after I think it was the day after I did my first bit, and I hung out and watched you guys do the green screen. It's amazing how I kept watching you do the same thing over and over and over, and they moved the camera around and then they moved the car, and you guys just kept, I don't know how you guys kept your voice after all the whooping you were doing, because I lost my voice after 7 of what I had to do with my voice. And 10 minutes later, my voice was gone for 3 days. So I don't know.
Yeah. And just you mentioned that green screen. So just to talk about that, once again, we're a low budget movie. So we didn't have a sound stage. Our sound stage was actually my garage in my house, my 20 by 20 garage. Then our wonderful production designer, every interior shot is my redesigned garage. So she's amazing. But I'm saying that now because on the green screen, we actually filmed the green screen shots outside in my backyard.
In your backyard.
As in the bright sun. But the thing is, my DP, Joe, he's actually friends with the guy who invented green screen. So he studied underneath it and learned how to operate with green screen from the guy who invented it. So even though we're out in the bright desert sun, putting up a green screen behind the car, Joe knew all the angles and knew how to operate that. So you got your maximum out of it. It turned out great.
And it's funny too how, because I've realized for people who are familiar with my stuff on Vimeo, to make one, like if it there I am looking pretty in my kilt. I had to do that, but it can take, you picture a scene, even if there's different edits, you picture it in your head, and then I think, okay, this will look great. Oh, there's the bird, and I think, oh, this will be easy, and then I keep trying to set something up or set things up, and I'm like, this doesn't look how I want it, and then after I finally get shots I want, it takes a while just for something so short, and then editing. I've spent like 6 hours editing a 3-minute video, and it's crazy. So when I saw you guys doing that green screen bit in the backyard, and I was like, wow, they're doing this over and over and over and over and over in every angle of the car, everything, and then to see it come together on the screen and it goes so quickly.
Well, we have to mention our editor too, because he's a pretty important guy too, which was a random meeting. So when I was showing the short film and going to film festivals, I did a screening of the short film at a film festival, and I did a Q&A. And when I was walking back to my seat, there was a gentleman there waiting for me, and he was standing next to my wife. My wife was sitting in the audience, and he looks over to my wife and he says, "I'm stealing your husband." And we started talking, and he's like, "Whatever you're going to do with this thing next, I need to be a part of it." I was like, "All right, cool, let's talk." And we're talking. It's like, "So what do you do?" He's like, "I'm an editor, and I'm here doing an editing seminar at the film festival." I was like, "Oh, well, who do you edit for?" So he's like, "Well, I've done some stuff for Adult Swim." So I was just like, "Oh, I'm a big Adult Swim fan. What have you done?" So he's like, "Aqua Teen Hunger Force." So our editor, Astral Plane Drifter, is the original producer, and he edited every second of Aqua Teen Hunger Force. He's also done Space Ghost Coast to Coast and
I love Space Ghost
and all this stuff. Yeah, so like everybody knows the Brack episode, like from Space Ghost, when Brack goes ballistic. That's Jay, our editor. He edited that, and so he's an amazing talent, and he gets the comedy, and we just hit it off, and we've been good friends because we have all sorts of weird things that we have similar tastes in. We're both baseball nerds, and we're both tiki nerds, and we both love 1950s atomic age monster movies, and so like all these weird things that we like. We're like the exact same age, so it just worked out. The universe was looking out for us that day. And gave us Jay. And Jay was, I mean, the way Jay constructed this movie and editing is phenomenal.
Well, the only thing I'll say about my main character is that a costume I use actually belonged to Jay. Right?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm wearing something that belongs to the guy behind Aqua Teen Hunger Force and stuff, and I just felt so proud, even though, as you joked with me when I first tried it on, I had it on backwards. So,
yeah. So Ward was just saying, I just saw Ward just commented Aqua Teen Space Ghost were awesome. So if you love that, you'll love this movie because the timing and all that stuff, the spirit of it, and the comedic nature of it is all within that realm.
Yeah, and if anybody out there has any questions or want just to say something, pop in and type it in, and we'll try to get it on. But the other element, and it's funny, I didn't feel out of place at all because when people look at me, they always gather, especially if they've seen my videos, they think that I'm always partaking of some kind of substance, and I know. But go figure. But I don't. I just it like, for instance, pot just gives me a swampy headache, so I can't really enjoy it. Alcohol, give me a glass of wine, I'm basically anybody's. So I don't, I don't really drink. I don't really use any kind of drug. But and I kind of, I saw the old Cheech and Chong stuff, and because my stepfather dragged me along to see the Up in Smoke with him because he didn't want to go alone, and he was a conservative. That's why I thought it was so funny that he loved Cheech and Chong. And then you've got your Lebowski and all that kind of stuff. But the thing is, those movies, and especially Ted, I enjoyed Ted and kind of the sequel, but those were like bashing you over the head with, get it? It's pot. And at that time it was illegal, so I guess it was more alluring. But what I noticed you did in your film, you sort of make it a part of the Astral Plane Drifter, and it's kind of integral was the word, and stuff, but it's not like, hey everybody, pot.
No.
Yeah.
So yeah. So stoner comedies to me are the funniest movies because or even movies that aren't totally stoner comedies, but it seems like if you think about it, some of your favorite comedic moments are always people under the influence and the stupid shit they do because of it, right? So if you think about all the movies, and you talk about The Big Lebowski and Cheech and Chong and Dude, Where's My Car? Or Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and you go through it on and on and on and on and on. A lot of the stuff that you love comedically comes out of whether it's drinking or smoking or hallucinogens or whatever. It always seems to be. So to me, those are always the funniest moments in comedy.
If it's done right. I mean, because I know some people think, well, we got that element, so they're gonna
Right.
they're
I
gonna
mean,
tune in.
I'm not a big fan of the movies, but the Hangover movies were giant movies, and people love that stuff. So I mean, so yeah, people. So these are things that people can relate to. People, everybody's gotten fucked up and done dumb shit. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I was a kid,
Oh yeah.
because he appeared on, I believe, the Flip Wilson show and maybe Dean Martin's shows and stuff like that. But like, do you remember Foster Brooks?
oh yeah, he was great. I love Foster
He
Brooks. He
he.
perfected the drunk, stumbling, slurring. Yeah.
So for all you young kids, just well, not only Google, but go on YouTube, type in Foster Brooks. You'll get clips of him. He played a very inebriated gentleman, but it was so. I hate. I don't want to like upset some people, but I just want to say he was so authentic. The way he did it, his little with the cheek, like he's burping. It was perfect. And so there he is. His beard, he's looked like he's always in a wind tunnel, and I guess that was intentional. But that guy is funny.
He very clearly like combed his beard that way on purpose.
Yeah, and he
almost like matching his hair, combed that way.
And you'd think, or it's like the front of a car. You'd think that it's a one joke thing like that would wear it thin, but he always found a way to keep it fresh. And I really admire, as a little kid. I mean, we're talking, I must have been about 8 years old or something, and we just, the whole family, we just would be on the floor laughing whenever he'd appear on anything. So he did it right. And so I noticed, like with what you have in Astral Plane Drifter, it's all done with like I said, it just all fits together. It's not like everybody's just too wasted to function. No. It's all,
it's a crazy story, but it all comes together. And like, so there's a lot of slapstick goofiness on the surface, but then underneath that, there's a lot of homage and influence to older movies, generally the 60s and the 70s. There's a lot of that strong influence from different movies. But then underneath that, there's a pretty profound story underneath all that, if you can. So it's a movie that definitely needs to be watched multiple times for you to get everything.
Yeah, like I said, I've seen it 3 times, and I still would pick up on things that I hadn't before. So that's I like a film to be a little interactive. I like to sort of think things in my own head while I'm watching it. I love that. I know some people just want to sit back and eat their popcorn and just watch all the kills in Terrifier, but I kind of want a little more than that. So this one gives you an opportunity.
Gives you an opportunity, but like on the surface, you could just watch this movie, sit back. Like I think there's a website, a film website. I think they call it Unseen Films. They called this a grand popcorn movie. So that's
I was gonna say it's besides a little bit of you looking around and sort of thinking things. It is, you can kick back and enjoy your popcorn and not have to think much.
Just in the visuals that it is, and then watch it a second, third, fourth time, and then you can pick up the other stuff. But for the first watch, go in there and go on the ride, because it's a fun ride.
Well, what would now you mentioned other without I know you don't want to spoil things and stuff, but are there any little, I don't want to say influences, but things you kind of put in there for people to sort of go,
there's strong influences. And what I could say, like if I could pick out like 4 or 5 movies, that would be like the strongest influences. So obviously there's some spaghetti Western influence. This thing, it's shaped and designed as a spaghetti Western. So Leone is an influence, but actually Clint Eastwood, after he split off from Leone, and he did a couple of movies named Astral Plane Drifter. So obviously we're referencing that. But then, I said High Plane Drifter, excuse me, and Hang 'em High, which are actually, they're not just straight Westerns. There's just like there's a little like metaphysical stuff going on behind in those movies. They're almost ghost stories. And you can even say High Plane Drifter is a ghost story. So there's a little bit of that going on with there. But then also in the spaghetti Western realm, we go into like acid Westerns, which is crazy Westerns. There was a guy named Monty Huffman who did movies with Jack Nicholson. But then there's Alejandro Jodorowsky, who did a movie called El Topo. And we get a lot of El Topo references, and that's there. It's obviously an influence on me. And then Cheech and Chong is obviously an influence, but then like a lot of the 1960s sci-fi is in this too. So like in particular, 1960s Star Trek and 1960s Planet of the Apes are very strong influences.
I noticed too. There's a little Ennio Morricone.
Yeah,
as far as
the music is definitely influenced by that. Yeah, and there's all so those are all, and then like I'm a big Ken Russell fan. So if you don't know Ken Russell by name, one of my favorite movies is Tommy. The music,
You've got it. If you haven't seen it, the one that he released the same year as Tommy, Litzomania.
Yeah, I've seen it with Roger Daltrey.
Oh my God. That and Lair of the White Worm.
Lair of the White Worm, which is an influence, and Altered States is an influence in this movie.
Yeah, I wasn't, for some reason, you know what I think it was? When I saw Altered States one afternoon with a friend, I wasn't feeling well, and I think that's why I didn't enjoy Altered States as much. I have to give that another view. But you mentioned Jodorowsky, because that's really cool, because I have a Jodorowsky box set. I have the soundtrack to El Topo, but the movie you've heard me going on about the Italian film I voiced, El Dorado, has been totally compared to Jodorowsky, and it's like that's a really cool name to be sort of, I don't want to say compared to, but mentioned.
No, so it's been really cool because like the references we've been getting. Like Jodorowsky, thank you, Ward. I can't wait for you to see it. So,
Jodorowsky is in a way a little more serious, even though they're wild. And I forget which Beatle basically funded
John Lennon. John Lennon.
John Lennon. And so it's like the connections are just, people don't realize all these people that are just intermingled with this stuff, but it's the Devils. I
actually own the Devils. That was banned, and I think Todd owns it as well. I have one as well.
I have it here. You can't believe it.
I own it as well.
This is the white cover, which is not right. This is actually a bootleg from Eurocult that took the BFI cut restoration. So that's what this is. This is wrong. The one with the black case, if you can find this on eBay or something, from Eurocult, with the black case, that is the full uncut version of the Devils that Warner Brothers won't let anybody have. And so if you're looking for the full uncut Devils with, as they call it, the Rape of Christ scene and all of that.
I have.
I can't believe I had it right here.
I got a bootleg copy of the horror convention. I won't mention which convention it was.
No, this is. But, I highly tell people, if you're a fan of Ken Russell, this is his more serious, because his other stuff's kind of campy. The uncut version is the way to go. Thank you, Lord.
Reed is great, and Oliver Reed, who I love, who's the star of Tommy as well, and great. He can't sing, but one of the Hammer movies, and that's great too, right?
Oliver Reed is. He's like, I know he was a difficult actor, as people said, because he was always drinking. But whenever he's in something, it's like I'm there.
Yeah.
It's Oliver Reed, man. Yeah. But you were saying the influences, but
so like people, like we were talking about the references that people are giving. So El Topo is one, but we've gotten a lot of Lebowski, which is fantastic. That's like the highest compliment somebody can give me. But to piggyback on that, what's happening in a couple of weeks, we have 3 more festivals coming up in the next couple of weeks. So I'm going to be in upstate New York at the Cannabis Culture Film Festival, and we have 2 nights. And the main events those 2 nights. Friday night is the Big Lebowski screening, and Saturday night is Astral Plane Drifter. So that's really cool. So they're gonna have a short films and all this other stuff too. But the 2 main events, the 2 nights, is the Big Lebowski and Astral Plane Drifter. So that's
all you New Yorkers come out.
And then we're gonna be up in Buffalo the following weekend. So I'm gonna be in upstate. We've been in New York 3 times now, and now I'm going deep upstate New York. So that one's in Oneonta, and then the following week we're in Buffalo at the Amazing Fantasy Film Festival.
And also, most importantly, where people can find this wonderful stuff and screenings at your website.
Right. AstralPlaneDrifter.com. So, and if you go to AstralPlaneDrifter.com, the trail is on there, and we have a merch store and all our festival laurels and our upcoming screenings, and we have reviews, and we've gotten a couple of write-ups now, really positive ones. We've been reviewed by a Los Angeles Film Critic Association member who gave us a fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So that's on there. We're fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. I think I have another pretty good size review coming in this week. I don't want to say yet, but I think something cool is coming in this week.
One of I don't know if the one you're mentioning was Luke, but the other film critic that was there, he happened to be sitting 2 seats away from me, and he was laughing through the whole thing.
Right. So he's a film critic for a couple of big newspapers. And like I talked to him, it's a matter of like getting it past the end. I mean, there's so much nonsense in the business, this stuff. So like he can do a review of the movie, but then when you work for a big newspaper, you got to submit it to the editors. It's up to them.
Yeah. Well, he also, I noticed also too, so far, the reviewers have been respectful enough to not give everything away. Yeah.
There's been a few that tried to give everything away. There's actually, I did one podcast, and the guy previewed it by pretty much giving the whole story on his Facebook post. I was just like, dude, you got to pull that down. It's way too early for that. It's way too early.
Maybe I hate to say about that because, there's not as many people watching it at first. They all watch it later, but maybe not too many people saw that one. So you're safe.
And like, I know everybody on the cast and crew are excited. Like, I get that they're excited. They were like, when are we going to give them more and more and more and more? I was like, well, you got to look at it this way. I was like, we're doing well. So I've only shown the movie, like between festivals and my independent screenings, we've shown the movie like 30 times in the movie theater at this point. So you could say 2,000 or 3,000 people have seen the movie, right? So there's 380 million people in America, and then a billion people in the world. So in the grand scheme, nobody has seen this movie yet, right? So it's good that we're getting all the screens are doing well, but in the grand scheme, you don't want to give away. You want people to go see the movie, right? So we want people to go see the movie. So it's going to be a ways down the road before we start really spilling the beans.
If people look it up on IMDb or themoviedatabase.org, you won't see the characters' names yet, just the actors, because it's keeping the mystery.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I did that purposely, and Todd is and I'm gonna throw you under the bus here a little bit, Todd. Todd's always asking me, when are we gonna have the characters' names on IMDb? So it's like, well, Amazon doesn't need any more money. I don't need to give Amazon the information. Right. You want to know what the characters' names are? Go to my website, AstralPlaneDrifter.com. As you saw, the picture of the actor with their character name is on the website. So if you want to find out stuff about the movie, go to the website. Amazon doesn't need money. Rotten Tomatoes doesn't need money. I need money. I just made this movie.
Well, I myself, I'm just giddy enough seeing my name in the credits. I wish I could afford to pay. I'm sorry, IMDb, but just to have my photo on IMDb is like $100-something a year, and I can't. I kind of need groceries, so I can't really do that. But my photo is on the movie database. But so I'm just happy to see my name in there. The characters' names are cool, but just seeing my name there makes me feel like yay. So that's good enough.
But you're there in all your glory. Your pictures all over the website. You've been to several festivals. With us, red carpets. Your pictures on. So you're So you're
I make sure I'm seen. What can I say?
That's what we want. We want people to go to the website. Keep going back to the website. And we have some social media presence too. So like,
there I am, folks. I do a little dance.
There you are. We're on Facebook under me, Mike Caravella, and we're on Instagram, Mike Caravella and Astral Plane Drifter. So if you guys don't mind friending, following, I follow back. I interact with everybody. You ask me something, I answer it directly, personally. We're on if anybody here has seen the movie, We're on Letterboxd. We're on Rotten Tomatoes. We're on IMDb. Give us a rating or review. That helps raise our profile. So far, so good. We're like at an 8.8 on IMDb. And we're
Yeah,
like
you beat me out. My short film was up there, but my short film is at an 8.4. So you got me beat.
And it's a small reference point right now, but we are fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. We need more reviews and ratings to get the popcorn meter. They don't show it until you have X amount of reviews and ratings. So that's not there, but we do have a fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. So give us more reviews there. And Letterboxd, I think we're like at a 4.1 out of 5, which is pretty good because everybody loves chewing each other's asses out on Letterboxd. I've noticed. I just kind of
yeah. I think a lot of people are under the influence when they write on Letterboxd too. But
so the fact that we're a 4.1 out of 5 on Letterboxd, I take that as a high compliment. So
I also was going to let you know that a lot of people that I've been pushing it at, because I'm like, I have one card with me at work, and I'm always like, and they take pictures of it. But there are people that, and I know Palm Springs can be a little weird in the Coachella Valley area, but yeah, definitely whether it would be at what was the Palm Springs Cultural Center, which is formerly the Camelot, or something. I know you don't like when theaters want to take too much of a chunk of everything, but people are asking for plans for the Coachella Valley. So if you ever, when you're ready, I know there are people in the area that like that wasted guy that was telling me last night. So, you know,
no doubt, and I'm more than willing to come there. But like the model's changing, like with independent films, and like in a long time with independent films, there's been a thing called floor walling, where and it's like an independent band where they would go into the bar and pay the bar, and then if they brought in X amount of people, the bar would give them money, and there's kind of been the modus operandi at these things, and that's not really the deal anymore because like people don't go to the movie theater anymore.
There's Bill.
Hey, Bill, thanks for coming in. Bill, we need to get you to see this movie, man. So is it? Hey, Bill, aren't you? Is Bill somewhere in like the lower upstate New York,
Woodstock area?
Oh, he is. Bill, you should come up. So I'll actually be staying in Woodstock with my in-laws when I'm in Oneonta. So you should. We're going to be screening the movie in Oneonta in 2 weeks, September 5th. So if you're free, come out. Or maybe we can even. I'll be in the area because my in-laws
Bill,
are in the Woodstock area.
So.
Mike, I'll be there for a week, hanging out in the Woodstock area in 2 weeks.
Message Bill or Bill message Mike, and because I want Bill to see this.
Yeah,
and So and Bill will possibly be joining us in a little bit. He's always welcome to jump in. But other than that, so plan on the Coachella Valley at some point because I need to see this again.
No, we're gonna do it, but they got to be able to work. I mean, so I'll bring the movie anywhere. Yeah, we're showing the movie at the Cannabis Culture Film Festival. It's at Bill. I think we're Facebook friends, so I'll send you a message. I'll send you a link to. It's like I forget the name of it's like the Otsego Performing Arts Center or something like Otsego Performing Arts Center or something like that. But yeah, we're gonna be in Oneonta on Saturday, September 5th.
All right.
At 9 p.m. So if you're around, Bill, come on out. It'd be great to have you out.
I really want Bill to see this because it's so exciting, and I want everybody to sort of connect and bring all this together. So, yay! I'm excited.
Valley's on the radar as well as many other things. So, like right now, I've kind of stopped doing independent screenings for a couple of months because we have a bunch of festivals coming up. I'm wrapping up festival season. We world premiere the festivals last Halloween, so we're going to go through the rest of this calendar year, and then I'm not going to be doing festivals anymore. It's going to be more independent screenings. But this is kind of our season right now. Underground, fantastic, horror film festivals. There's a lot of that stuff going on. We got a lot of stuff coming up. Yes, I believe so, Bill. September 5th at 9 p.m. Me or Todd will definitely send you a link to confirm all that stuff. So I'll get you a link to that festival.
I wish I could be there because then we could get a photo.
Yeah, if you're there, you can be my guest. So
all right, yeah.
So yeah, and then we'll finish up the festival season. We got a bunch of stuff coming up. I didn't even mention we're in the Netherlands next week. At the Todd, you love the name of this film festival. It's the Butt Film Festival.
Yeah.
But that's BUT, B Movie Underground Trash. And it's a pretty good festival. They had John Waters was there last year. They showed Pink Flamingos there last year. And I think David Cronenberg was there with The Existence the year before. And they have, I don't know if you guys know 80s Kung Fu, but Don the Dragon Wilson is going to be there this year. So that's fun. It's a fun film festival. We belong in that kind of film festival. So I'm not going to be in the Netherlands, but we're going to be showing there, which is cool.
That's a bit of a trip.
Yeah, we showed Norway too at a great film festival, Ravenheart. They love the film there. So we're getting a little international. So slowly building, man. Slowly building.
Well, goodness gracious. And anything else we need to know?
Just keep paying attention to the website and on the social media. We're coming soon, eventually. I've been running around the country, winning awards at festivals and doing independent screenings, and we're going to continue to do that for a while. I'm going to be adding conventions soon to our calendar. Where I'll be having a table at conventions and meeting people and selling stuff. And I'm probably going to have Blu-rays by the beginning of next year. So you can come buy a Blu-ray personally from me at convention. So just keep checking in on the website, checking in on the social media. I'm always constantly updating everything and follow along. And when we're near you, come see us and come support. It would be great to have you. I love meeting everybody. I'm there at each and every screening. I'm at every single screening. God knows. I go all over the country.
Excellent.
I just came from a 17-day, 7,600-mile, 22-state road trip. I did 3 independent screenings in Iowa City, Iowa, Dayton, Ohio, Westchester County, New York, and then we went down to Atlanta Underground Film Festival where we won the Visionary Award there. So yeah, I was just on the road for 17 days. I go to every single screening. We do a whole
you won a Trauma Award.
We won the Trauma. So at Days of the Dead, we won the Trauma Award. Nice. So I have. So Lloyd Kaufman gave me a original one sheet of the original Toxic Avenger signed, and congratulations. I have an official Trauma diploma on the wall. Yeah.
Well, that's why I jumped in. I just wanted to say congratulations with everything and good luck. And
thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Before you go. Yeah.
And the only other thing I'll ask of Mike is I do have the episode of Minx that you're in.
Okay.
But if ever Killer Stepmom is available somehow on disc or file or something.
Yeah.
The title alone is just beautiful. But
yeah, I think my scenes are on my YouTube channel because I took out my.
Yeah, well, I want the whole movie. I want the whole movie because it's just with a title like that, it's got to be sitting on your. I got to have it on.
Yeah, so the big team, they don't give. For me to get the footage, and everybody who works in the industry does. They don't give it to you. You gotta.
No, I know it's. You
gotta hire an editor to catch it online and give you your footage. So
well, still, but because I remember that time you came into where I work. And I had your wife take a picture of us, but I was holding up a little sign, unbeknownst to you, that said "Killer Stepmom" with a knife on it.
So Killer Stepmom was a Lifetime Movie Network movie for people who don't know. So I did one, and actually, the main antagonist, Todd, you don't know this. I'm giving you a new tidbit right now.
Okay.
The main antagonist in the movie Astral Plane Drifter is also in Killer Stepmom, but we didn't meet. Being on set, he just randomly answered the casting call for the movie, and when I looked at his resume, he had Killer Stepmom.
That I would love a Killer Stepmom T-shirt. It's just too.
Davis loves Lifetime movie.
I'm sorry. What's his name Franco? Dave Franco's brother.
Yeah, that's it. I'm in that.
But the thing is. He, not Dave, but the main Franco. He did a Lifetime movie called High School Lover. And I have that on DVD.
They do that last year.
I mean, the titles, Killer Stepmom.
He's had a couple of bumps in the road. I think he's still doing Lifetime.
But no, he produced it as well as starring in it. And I thought, I guess he wanted to have some fun because he does all kinds of stuff like interior leather bar and stuff.
Anymore. He's kind of gotten himself in a little bit of trouble. So
I know, but I just love saying high school lover.
You'll see him on the new Christmas Lifetime movie network this year.
But no, it's just the whole universe of this stuff is just amazing. It's been but and I gotta bring this up, everybody. Cheesecake Man. Everybody should have some while they're viewing us. But other than that, and sometime maybe one day we can sneak cheesecake into one of your projects. But
sure, we'll figure it out.
But yeah, okay. So astralplanedrifter.com. You're on Facebook. You're on Instagram.
I'm actually on X, but I haven't been using it much.
Yeah, I don't know many people who do right now because it's just too.
It's more work than I want to put into social media, and so.
But on Instagram, what's the name on Instagram? Mike Caravella.
There's at Astral Plane Drifter, and there's at the Mike Caravella.
Okay, because I can't. You told me about that video when for the trauma thing, I think, and you said it's on Instagram. So I logged in. I hadn't for years, and because I'm thinking because I only used it on my computer, not my phone, they sent me an email saying you're not using Instagram properly. We're suspending your account.
Yeah, they want you to use it for your phone, not your desktop, so they make it really difficult on desktop.
So I got kicked off of Instagram. Well, Instagram.
Yeah. It's the same company, and I do things because I have to do them. I have to reach out to people and market. So I kind of I prefer to sit at my computer in the morning and eat my breakfast and work at my desktop and do all my social media business in the morning, check in on everybody, do my stuff, and then detach the social media for the rest of the day.
Now I'm hoping this will all work well. So apparently Windows 11 appears in October, and if you want Windows 11. You can't just upgrade. You have to get a new system, a new motherboard. And I can't afford that. So they said, well, you can still run Windows 10 for a lot. My computer guy said it's fine. But without updates, I'm a little worried. So hopefully this will all work out and you can still enjoy doing what you do on your PC without worrying. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, I'm a Mac guy, so I'm
a Mac. Okay, that's different. See, I've got the Windows, but so we got you Instagram, we got you Facebook, we got you the website.
We're around. And reach out, friend, follow, share, subscribe. I got a YouTube channel, so the trailer's on there and some other stuff. I'll probably, once you guys get this up on YouTube, I'll probably share it on I definitely will share it on my YouTube channel as well. And I'm there. It's easy to find. Google Astral Plane Drifter, the leads to me. Cool.
Well, I remember you said, well, I got about a half hour, but here we are.
You know me, man. Once I get talking, I'll shut up.
It's fine. I am always worried I'm not going to have enough time to fill. And then we just and that's fun. No, I'm happy because we want everybody to see this thing.
Yeah, everybody. Let's do it. So we're slowly building. Things have been going, but now let's kick it up a notch. Let's get everybody out. You're going to have a good time, guaranteed.
Yay! Well,
I'm going to try to see a digital screening online.
Yeah, they had the popcorn one last week.
Yeah, we did the popcorn one. I'll be trying to limit that a little bit. We had a good, I gave them a small window to show it. And I will do something again at some point, but I'm going to be, I'll pick and choose when I do that. I don't just want to have it out there like that. I want to make it special. It's I feel like this is like a Rocky Horror type event type screening. We're going to do. Let me mention that too before I go. So we did a screening in St. Petersburg, Florida, at a theater called Greenlight Cinema. It's a little art house theater. It's great. We had a great screening there, and they want to start sometime either later this year or the beginning of next year. Start doing a monthly midnight Saturday night screening of Astral Plane Drifter once a month.
Yay!
So
Florida needs it right now. Florida definitely needs it with everything wacky going on in Florida.
That's definitely our goal, is to be the next great midnight movie. So
okay. Yay! Well, I feel proud of myself. We
Nice.
did this.
We did it, man.
All right. Well, drop by and see me soon.
Oh yeah.
I will.
And
Tell Hollywood to come out with a good movie, and I'll come by the movie theater.
I know. I'm kind of like, I will say this before you go. I'm very disappointed in Ethan Coen.
Yeah, I get that.
He jumped on the lipstick lesbian fantasy bandwagon, and it's basically guys who don't have the internet. If you need boobs and lesbian sex, then go see Honey Don't. Otherwise, I was just like, what the fuck is he doing? But anyway, so yeah, skip that one.
I'll check it out. I don't know if I'll go to the theater, but I'll check it out when it comes on. But
yeah,
I try to only go pay for tickets now for movies that I really want to support and lift up. A lot of the Hollywood stuff doesn't need my help. So I want to try and promote movies that deserve to be promoted. So I know for sure I'll be in the theater October 3rd because I'll come see Ronan Day Lewis's new movie with his dad.
Okay, is that on the weekend? Is that on the weekend? Okay, because I don't know. Okay, because you know when I'm there.
Yeah, I know when you're there. Hopefully I come sooner. Hopefully it'll be something worth seeing in September.
Yeah. Okie dokie. Well,
all right.
God, thank you so much, man. Yeah. This is like I feel so in the loop here. So I'm really happy.
You've been great supporting the movie, man. So thank you so much for everything. I appreciate it. Always fun, man.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I'm always happy to see you, man.
Yeah. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.
Take care. Oh man.
Oh yeah.
I love Mike so much.
Awesome.
And I Ethan Coen's wife, a lesbian who wrote the May Sound until he blame Ethan. Oh, thank you, Bill, for that. It's just I just had customers coming out going, well, right off the bat, you got a naked woman. What was that about? But then it's just like more of it. And I don't think it's pro LGBTQ for the community. I mean, let's face it, when a movie has a lot of that in it, it's more for the hetero male gaze. And that's my issue with it. Yeah, I didn't know that about the wife, but it just kind of caught me off guard a little bit. I didn't expect all that. And I was just kind of like, it was distracting to me. That's what I'm trying to say. It was just very distracting. So before Bill, if you want to hang around a few more minutes and we'll get you on, we should get our movie of the week mentioned, right? Yeah. We got Ravage Nation.
Oh, Ravage Nation.
Which, and I will say, this is one of 3 stacks of SRS movies that I have. There's 2 more of this size sitting over here. I will say, like, one of my favorites, because they import stuff, was besides Ed Gein the musical, the Stardust Brothers. I think it was Japanese movie, and I have the soundtrack to that. So yeah, with any company, you're gonna get good and bad. So I want to know. Well, I'll tell you the synopsis, and then I'm gonna ask Jack. Let's see here. Let me get my. There it is. I'm there. In 2036, a deadly virus strain leads to birth mutations that spawn monsters and zombies, sending the whole world into utter chaos. It's directed by Michael Moutsatsos. It's from 2022. And before I start in on it, since Jack usually kind of sits off to the side, which you're always welcome to jump in, I want to know your basic thought of the movie.
Well, see, I liked it because it kind of felt like Split and Dawn of the Dead kind of connect.
Yeah. It took me a while to
but
figure out.
But there were some parts you didn't know what the hell was going on. I'll admit that. There were some parts I didn't know if like real people showed up. Like, you're used to him talking to himself, and then real people show up, and you're like, is that part of him? Or
the thing is,
I got it eventually.
it was very innovative of them to basically be shooting in what was probably a national park campground. There were a lot of picnic tables in this movie. It's a drinking game. Every time you see a picnic table, have a drink. And it was interesting that it was basically in black and white, except for when there's like a bloody scene, then it's all in a red hue, except the one time when the guy was talking, or one of the characters, it was in red, and I didn't understand why. But here's the thing. First off, because when the movie first was going on, I kind of like, okay, all right, and this is interesting, and I was getting into it. But then I don't know if it was just the mix that Tubi was running, but I'm glad I had the subtitles on, because much of the time, especially during the guy's monologues, which go on, the score was drowning him out, especially when the guitars, when it said tense, heavy guitars or something, he's like, and the music's just, and so a lot of times I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I had the subtitles on. So that's my one big technical critique.
Real quick, Todd. I didn't watch the whole movie, but I watched maybe half, so I can't comment on how I felt totally about the movie. But I noticed right away that the score was the sound effects, everything was turned up way too high over the dialogue. You could barely hear.
Thank you. Yeah.
The
It was,
and the sound effects almost sounded like a basketball bouncing. When they would stab somebody, it was the same sound. When they would hit somebody, it was the same sound.
It was like a fun 70s Asian action flick, because I just watched one called The Great Chase with a woman they called a sister Street Fighter, and every time somebody is even just slightly, they could touch each other on the shoulder, and it's that loud clap, and so the stabbings, the beatings, the slappings, the punchings all had the same sound effect. And again, that can't, I'm not saying that's a bad thing, because it made you giggle a little, and I'm sure that you were allowed to laugh. But the music was so loud, and like I said, you need subtitles or captions for this one. That's a big critique. And then the other thing I didn't understand is, even when it was the thunder, why? Now, this was about a post-COVID pandemic. If you want, give Bill, we can message you.
Jacksonville.
Link.
Yeah,
Bill can
I
come
sent
in.
him a message. He should have a link in his
Bill, I think I gave you the StreamYard link, didn't I?
Oh, here. Okay, he's here.
Oh, he's here? Okay, because I just didn't think Bill would want to hang out while we're just jawing. Hey, Bill.
Bill always wants to hang out, right? Well.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I just figured he wouldn't want to just sit there while we're just jawing on about a movie. But no, Bill's face gives us clout. So hello, Bill. I hope he can hear us, because he's gone. He'll be back.
Oh.
He'll be back. No, but the thunder. Now, this was a movie about if COVID would have ravaged the world, and then vaccinations they tried to use. It's not an anti-vax movie, but in this scenario, the vaccines caused birth defects in women so that they gave birth to mutants and zombies. And at first, I didn't realize it was mutants. I just thought it was a gang of guys with masks on. Then I realized the captions told me they were mutants. So I had, those are mutants. I just thought it was guys having a good time gang thing. Oh, there's one of the victims. He also was as crazy as Dean / Reggie / when he was wearing, it was same guy, supposedly the same guy when he was wearing a Joker outfit and makeup, I guess. But they all, but the thunder, it wasn't an ecological disaster movie. So why was it always loud thunder? They mentioned thunder. There's Bill again. Hey, Bill. Yay! Sirloin and Dr. Zuma.
Yeah, they say it never rains, but it's always.
Do they know about this shirt? Do they know what that is?
Yeah, I think I've mentioned it, but tell everybody what it is.
This is Sirloin and Dr. Zumas from Psycho Ape 2.
Yes, cheesecake, man, cheesecake.
Todd Jaeger gives me quite a spanking on camera, and then we eat cheesecake together.
Yeah,
You can see
I strapped you. Strapped. That doesn't. And I got you good. Yeah,
he gets me good, and see the red butt. See, so this is a very X-rated T-shirt.
It's funny too because, like I told everyone, the directors,
Hey, Bill.
because it was. Hey, the directors, both Greg and Addison, are standing there, and after I hit you the first time, they didn't say cut, so I just kind of played along, and I did it again, and they still didn't say anything. But I mean, I didn't wait too long because I didn't want to pause it. So I got you a third time, and then I kind of went like this.
And my wife and Firesign Theater's Phil Proctor are there, and they're just enjoying
right there. I can't not see them. They were right there, they were smiling, and after I was done, and I couldn't believe the director said to me, was that good? And I was like, well, why are you asking me that? Was it good for you guys? And they were like, yeah. And I said, yeah, sure. And they were like, unless you want me to do it again. And they were like, oh nope, that's a wrap for Todd Jaeger. And Bill told me, don't hold back. We don't want it to look fake. And after we were done, everybody applauded. So good job.
And Todd and I want to do a series where I get spanked in every episode or something like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna take BDSM.
I should have had my strap handy to do it on camera. I'll bring it on another time. I'll snap it on camera for everybody.
And Chris is working on Nursing Home Dracula. You know that, right?
Oh, really? Okay. See, now that
Yep.
Wow.
It's an honor. I'm very happy to be.
Yeah, if you notice, Chris's voice is a little
today. Am I still robotic? All right.
Yeah, it's interesting because while you speak, your voice also has a static sound going. So it's very interesting. It adds a little flavor to the program.
Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll keep it this way.
Yeah,
we
can understand you, so that's good enough.
That's all that matters, right?
Yeah, but so we got this thing. I'll tell you, I don't understand why it was just, I mean, a little thunder here or there, but the movie had thunder constantly and sometimes
Nation you're talking about, right?
This Ravage Nation, yeah. There was thunder and music, so it drowned out everything. And what was weird is when I heard what I thought was rain, I thought, oh, is it the stream nearby? But it was supposedly rain, but it wasn't raining. So I thought, is this also some kind of weird ecological disaster going on? I don't know. I did not understand that. Here's the big thing about the movie. The actor who played the split personality guy, I don't know if he was improvising or if he had a script. I mean, he was really good in the manner. That's one of the victims there. I like vaccinated on the shirt, but he was good at riffing, improvising, if that's what it was. But the problem was the movie is supposedly, we're told, oh, it's about these mutants and these monsters and zombies. And it's shot in the woods. So, that's economical and it works. But the thing is, his dialogues would be usually in one take, in one shot, and they just went on for, one of them I thought went on for nearly 10 minutes. And it was a lot of that. So if you trim down, like if you had him doing his talk while he's walking along and going to the next scenario, that to me would have worked better. But instead we get all these really long bits of him riffing and doing different voices. And I'm just kind of like, I'm sorry to say that, but I had to skip forward a little bit and he was still talking. and I skipped forward a little more and he was then maybe further down a path, but he was still talking. And I was like, oh my God. So I don't want to offend the filmmakers, but it was almost like if they didn't have enough for the plot, they filled it in with a lot of this guy. And it was almost like it was a showcase for his riffings, because when that other guy that you showed earlier with the bloody face, when he turned up, and I was like, who's this guy? Because he had the ventriloquist dummy that the Dean Reggie guy already was talking to at one point, and he was the same crazy. He was also crazy and talking. And then when you got the two of them together, I thought they knew each other. He said, well, you're not Dean, you're Reggie. And then I got later why they were saying that. But they were both equally batshit. And it was like, is it because of the COVID? I don't know. Everybody in this movie was basically crazy except for the two guys that were where he got all those handcuffs. Maybe he raided my chest with the so he had so many handcuffs. He was, handcuffing people and tying it. If he couldn't fight one of the guys very well earlier, I don't know how he subdued mutants and zombies, but he basically, those two guys,
it was and some more shooters.
Yeah, and the two guys, like he said at one point, this really, I thought, did they cut something? Because you saw Reggie Dean sitting there writing like a memoir. Oh, my friend so-and-so. And then it cut to 4 years prior and just showing him playing with his sword. And I thought, well, why did they have to say it was 4 years earlier if all they did was show him doing this with his sword? And then there he pops up right away. They hadn't seen each other in 4 years, but just as the guy was writing about him, he turns up. And I thought, yeah. And then for some reason, Reggie Dean turns on the guy and he's got him chained up. But then, of course, and those were the only two normal guys, really. The two bearded guys that were chained to a tree. But then I don't want to spoil the ending. I'm not saying don't watch this movie. I'm glad I saw it because I love these DIY and independent and innovative little things. But, a lot of this had me kind of going like this, and then the ending. That ending. I
didn't make it that far, so but you can go. You can spoil. Obviously, I'm going to do everything, so I don't.
Well, it just kind of like the one personality, got them attached to a tree, but then he goes off camera, and then he comes back, and suddenly he's this 10-year-old, and they're like, "Let us go." Okay. I'm getting out of here. And then he's like, oh, and he walks off camera. And then there was the credits, and I'm kind of like, what?
Yeah, did I miss something? Did I fall asleep for 20 minutes? All right.
I hate
that was too easy. I don't want to trash the other filmmakers, but it's kind of like in because he's through SCS, but Dustin Ferguson, many of his films, and then even Sean Phillips, some of his films, they just sort of abruptly end. And then, without warning, suddenly it's over. And this one, I want to say I was like, what? And then it was over. And I was like, so here's my deal. I'm glad I saw it because I love seeking out and looking at anything, that they're doing out there like this. But the problem was, it was so much of the guy talking about Mrs. Mapplethorpe, and then and he's doing these voices, and it's just I was like, yeah, okay, skip.
I got a vibe that he was the guy with the hat in the beginning. He sounded like he was trying to be like from the Dark Knight.
Yeah, the Joker. He was wearing a Joker outfit basically, but the thing is, they didn't make it clear whether he was the guy without makeup doing Reggie and Dean, but I'm pretty sure it was the same actor.
I think so.
And when did he get the makeup? And then when he's not, was it jumping around in time? I don't know. It sounds like I'm thoroughly condemning this movie. I'm not.
Obviously, I haven't seen this movie, but is it one of these things where they talk all the exposition or something like that? It
wasn't exposition. It was just this guy, like he he had a split personality, and he was always like talking to imaginary people or himself, and doing like lines from movies, and doing a woman's voice. One time he was wearing like a dress and a thing and like a fancy umbrella, and I'm like, where's he getting all this stuff if he's just wandering around in the woods? But I don't. And the handcuffs, he didn't never see him carrying a bag full of handcuffs and stuff. But it just, I don't know. It was a lot of him. Like, imagine if you saw an avant-garde film, or like a Jean-Luc Godard, where all the women are basically naked, spouting philosophical nonsense. This guy was doing that. He would just, the camera would stay there or move a little bit, and it was like long segments. He'd walk along, then okay, now's my time, and he'd do this
with loud music playing over.
Yeah, without me. Well, there were a couple times, like when he was hiding in the brushes from the mutant, and he's like, "Ooh, no, hey, this is Dave. I'm wearing camouflage. Come and help me." And the music was going, brrr. So I couldn't. I saw the subtitles and I realized, oh, that's what he's saying. But no, they did sometimes, but most of the time it's just him going off on. Did you ever see a comedy show from Britain called The Two Ronnies?
No.
I thought Bill. Well, one of the two Ronnies would sit there by himself on stage and start telling a story. Then he would sidetrack. Then he would go off in this direction and this direction and this direction. And then he would basically come back. But this guy, it was like, I'm thinking maybe he was an improvisational actor and he could just come up with stuff. And he's good at it. I'm not denying that, but it was just cut a lot of that out. And the movie probably would have been half the length, at least less than that. I don't know. But it's just, it was a weird experience. And, I'm happy I saw it, but I have to admit, I found myself, as soon as he started riffing, I had to, after like the third time, I was like, okay, I'm skipping ahead here. And I think the movie, if it was about what it says it was supposed to be about, they should have put more of the plot in. There's a story here. There's a concept, but honestly, not really until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, so I didn't get to find out what it was.
Yeah, so I'd say put it in, go to about the 1 minute, 17 minute mark, 1 minute, 1 hour, 17 minute mark. And then, you get, although the guy is riffing. Yeah, well, the guy is riffing. But the thing is, without that intro, those intro paragraphs about what happened in the world, I would have been like, are these just people having a day out in the woods, or what's going on? You needed that original thing in the beginning to tell you what was going on, because otherwise the plot itself didn't really adhere much to that. You hear about mutations, you hear about vaccinations, and oh, are you they talk about, well, if you get scratched or bit, but nobody gets scratched or bit in this movie too either. I thought somebody would do that and then transform, but they kind of left it to a lot of this guy doing his comedy bits, and then so hey,
that's what it felt like. Like you said, that's what it felt like. It felt like improv, like this guy that go do your thing and we'll edit, we'll work around it.
Yeah, but they didn't edit, they just let it all in.
Reading an online review of this movie, it said it's not for the faint of heart.
No, no, I know in the manner that I don't think that's correct. Because
sound like something that would be not.
No, the blood is like the blood. There's no spray. There's no CGI blood. Blood is already like smeared on somebody, or that's it. Oh, there's a birthing scene in the beginning that you don't actually see the birth, but you see a woman holding a bloody baby. That's as bloody as it gets.
Yeah,
that went on for far too long.
Yeah, it's not gory.
That went on for far too long.
They didn't.
It sound boring.
Well, they had an axe, like you saw an axe going into one of the guy's legs, but obviously it was a dummy leg, and they didn't have blood spray or anything. They just kind of stained the clothing, I guess. But yeah, it was not gory. As I said, it was an interesting there's an interesting concept in here. They just didn't
sound very interesting, though.
Yeah, I mean, and there was some interesting people involved. Some of the
you're just very kind, Todd. You say
I know, and I wanted to be kind because I know Phil Herman was in this.
I know you have to be more brutal.
Okay, God damn this movie!
Tell us how you really felt, Todd.
Well, I'd stand up and smack and show my ass, I guess. If
I mean, it's nice to be nice, but you know, you're making the movie sound unwatchable, and yet you're saying I enjoyed it. I'm glad
I enjoyed.
But I loved it.
All right, so here's what it is. I enjoyed the opportunity, is what I'm saying. I love it when these little movies come out of nowhere, and I'm really interested to see what people are capable of, or have what idea they have in their head. Because, like I said, with Mike, who was on, and with filmmakers like Joe Badon, whose film The Wheel of Heaven is being released by Darkside Releasing on Tuesday, so everyone get a copy. I love to know what's in their heads, because man, the stuff, like, people ask me, where did that come from? Like when my videos like Toast and Tampons or Todd Jaeger lying around naked reading fortune cookies, people are like,
great.
Where did that come from? What are you on when you're doing these videos? And I'm like, I'm nothing. It's just I get ideas and it happens. So I love what I want to know what filmmakers come up with, even if it's I'm sorry, but one of SRS's titles. Oh, I don't have it handy, but like, I thought, oh, Death Toilet. I gotta see what this is. But
that sounds good.
Well, I'm gonna have to force myself to really give it a longer view, because I got about 10-15 minutes in and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I don't want filmmakers to be upset with me if they because one filmmaker, when I reviewed I Slay on Christmas, which was Phil Herman, who's in Ravage Nation, his project, one of the directors, even though I didn't really criticize that director's segment, he was upset with me for kind of trashing the movie. And I hate to do that to people. You're welcome to, not like my stuff if you want. But at the same time, like I said, this guy going on and on. Mrs. Maplethorpe, it's tea time. Oh, and he's going on, and I'm like, this movie is about post-COVID, and maybe explain the thunder, please. But it didn't give you what you were reading and coming in for. And that was my issue. So yeah, I enjoyed the opportunity, is what I should have corrected myself in saying. I don't regret having seen it. I mean, look at what we've reviewed before, Captain, right? I mean, oh my God. Bill has seen me go on about it. This movie, what the fuck? Yeah. And the titties in the hot tubs. But it's this one, honestly, I kind of enjoyed a little more than some of the other stuff we've seen. But at the same time, the fucking monologues and the sound design, the music, the thunder, what the fuck? Please tell me what this. So yeah, so that's Ravage Nation for me in a nutshell. Unless Jack or Chris, you only saw parts. Unless you guys have something more that I may have not mentioned.
This movie just being released now because it's 3 years old, right? What's the deal?
No, I mean, this is just something. By the way, who's been picking these movies? I'm not condemning you. Is this Jack or Chris?
Yes.
Yes.
No, that's yes, me.
Okay, no, that's fine. Like I said, Jack, you're helping me find some ones that I would have obviously overlooked or not bothered with. So no, this is a way for me to actually then, okay, I'm going to see this. So I don't regret any of it. We've had fun, especially with the ITN movies. We've had so much fun just like rolling our eyes and losing brain cells over them.
Is Chris a regular member of this group? I didn't realize that.
Chris, you usually you're in the background.
I'm in the background usually. I'm not usually on. camera.
But
But I popped up
pretty-
to that. It's a special occasion.
Yeah,
Oh,
plus
I
the
see.
special occasion is he's sporting some
Yeah,
mustache.
Hey, he's
I'm gonna go for the
producer.
full.
It
I'm gonna go
suits
for
you.
the Todd beard soon.
That takes a few years.
Takes a few years.
But and I always tell guys when they come into where I work,
Nice.
and they at least a lot of younger guys are sporting mustaches again. And I tell them you're rocking the stash, even if that's all you keep it. I believe men, look, you got the opportunity. If you can, I know some people like, I'm sorry, I love you, Pedro Pascal. I'm glad he has what he has, but obviously he I don't know, maybe he can't grow a full beard. But you know, I say get what you can. You gotta have, I think, and I know, Bill, you do different things, so you shave, but you looked really good in the murder movie with your beard. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I'm okay. I'm what you call a poganophile. That is a lover of facial hair.
Lover of facial hair.
And poganophobia is fear of facial hair.
I've known very few people whose beards can compare with yours.
Well, the only thing is, I'm jealous of guys with beards that are so thick and everything, because you can see through mine. And but I'm grateful for what I have. I counted last night. I had 5 customers say, "I love your beard," as they're going by, and they always say the glasses.
I enjoy it when guys braid their beard. Have you ever done that?
Oh, yeah, a friend of mine. Every few months I get my ends trimmed. You know, split ends. You got it. But he braided my beard into 2 braids, and Todd sporting the Letterman look. Well, I had it before he did, but I'll accept
That's
that.
true.
And it was in 2 braids. I have a friend in the Northwest who goes by the name 2 Braids.
Did it look good?
Other people said they liked it. I wore it for a few hours,
But
I don't like that you can see my chin is way up here.
I bet I love that. I love that look.
Well, I don't know how to braid for one thing. I'm shitty at it. I've tried.
I don't either.
So
Todd, when was the last time you had no beard, Todd?
Okay.
Like
All right. So as soon as I could grow one, I did. Of course, when you're a youth, you need to shave a couple times to get the hair to come in stiffer or whatever the word would be. But when I was in college, I had a very short beard. I made the mistake when I saw a cousin at an aunt's funeral who had a perm. I thought, ooh, he looked just like me. So I thought, ooh, I should try. Oh, biggest mistake of my life. Do not get a Brady Bunch.
Any pictures of you with a perm, Todd?
Yes, I will send you one. So
there you
people
go.
Laugh at me. I'll send you one for next week. I got a Brady Bunch perm, and I was so regretting it. It was the worst thing I had ever done. Well, besides trying organic Cheerios. No, organic SpaghettiOs. If they're still out there, do not. It tastes like
from Trader Joe's.
That and Goldfish cheesy pizza flavored mac and cheese. What? Anyway, what was I talking about? See, suddenly I'm
mustaches.
Okay, the beard. Yeah, I'm sorry. I admit it. I'm animated and I have a lot to say. But I had a short beard, and then I got a job. Now you can have a beard now if it's short in fast food, and if you have a bigger beard, yeah, my hair kind of had that look. Oh, Jesus Christ. I was 1981 and I had to choose that. No, wrong. And I had it for a few months until it unstiffened and grew out. That was a weird point in my life. But I got a job. I was working on campus, but then I left that job and I would travel into St. Louis on the weekends and stay with a friend. And I ate during the day at a Noggles restaurant, which is now Del Taco. And they, of course, only a mustache. You could not even have a mustache that went down the side of your mouth. Only a regular mustache, no beard, nothing else. So I had to shave for a couple of years that I worked at Noggles. Then after that, my beard came back out. I let it grow. When I got the job where I worked when I worked at Borders, I grew my beard out. But when I got a job at where I work now, I didn't think they would like that. So I kept my beard full but shorter. And then the GM said, "Hey, would you like to dress as Santa for the holidays?" And he gave me a Santa suit. And I was like, "Yeah." And he says, "If you want to grow your beard out." I said, "Well, it won't grow out much in a couple months," but I did, and I liked that. And then when I was about to trim it back, one of the managers said, "As long as you keep it, you don't look like this, just keep it." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I let it go, and nobody said anything. And I let the gray come in during the pandemic, and that seemed to really suit me better. And then here I am. And some of the strands of hair, if I get the very ends, you can't see them, but they go down to my navel.
Wow.
But the main part is kind of taking its time. I don't know if it'll get any longer, but there's my beard story. Oh, do go on, Bill. Oh, thanks. No, Bill.
Your beard is amazing. Do not fucking cut it, no matter what you.
No, I'm thankful.
Don't cut it.
I'm not religious, but I'm thankful that my job lets me do it. My GM has not he doesn't say anything because he has been present when people have come up to me and go, "Oh, Todd, good to see you," because I have regulars, and he had them complimenting me. So by hearing that, they kind of got to agree. Well, it makes the customers happy. I just found out that I'm going to be scheduled on a night I don't usually work next month, because he said so-and-so and a big guy and his boss are going to be coming in. So I'm taking that as I want you to be here because they know your name. And
That's
I'm
good.
feeling like, wow. So yeah, everybody, I've established this. It's part of me, like the glasses. And I usually have I'm going to say it, that thing you see on my wrist is actually what they call a 5-speed or 7-speed. It's a leather cock ring. Oh. And, but I use it as a bracelet.
This is how I look with short hair. And these earrings were not made as earrings. My granddaughter made them as. Have you heard of something called 3D printing?
Yes.
Yes.
It's new to me. I don't even know what it is. She made these. She's 3 years old. She made these in school.
A 3-year-old. I'm so ancient. God.
They're dinosaurs, and I turned them into earrings. What do you think?
Is so cool.
Very nice.
I like that. And
That's
like
cool.
with me, I've got a hat on, and when I got these headphones on, it usually holds my hair back. And also, folks, I will tell you, it is now 105 degrees outside. It is on in my apartment, so I usually pull my hair back. I pull it back, and I look okay with my hair pulled back, but
I don't like it.
I like it down. Hey, I'm on I'm not on the liquid, but I'm taking a minoxidil pill. I just started about a month ago, so hopefully that will help me get more of a mane. Because you and John Dugan, man, it's just hair city.
John's
hair. He's got amazing genetics because I've got a.
He and I are going to be look so good together on screen.
You are, and then there'll I'll be.
Well, the contrast is great.
Well, it's just so.
My wife thinks I should try a man bun. I will not do that. I hate it.
No, it does. It looks okay on some guys. Like my GM is growing his hair out, and he has a little thing. But it looks good on him. But yeah, I don't see you with one.
It does look good on. I could not do it. If I had the right vibe, I would go for a mohawk, which I really like.
On me, it would look like a hefty bag tied.
Yeah, I wouldn't look good.
You could do a mohawk, bro. You should still try one. Why not?
No, but then he'd have to regrow all that hair.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't even like a ponytail. I mean, I'll wear a ponytail on occasion, but it looks like Eurotrash to me.
Well, I have to because of where I live. It was 100 and it was 107. It was 117 yesterday, and I had to walk to work, which is just 10 minutes. But by the time I got to work, I was just totally damp, and my hair, if I would have had it down, it would have been sticking all over. And plus, in this heat, even though people say it's a dry heat, but there's more humidity with all the fucking golf courses and stuff. It's just my hair by the end of the day looks so flat. The oil and then the heat and the sweat. So my hair wouldn't look as fluffy as yours. And so I just usually pull it back and you putting that on there. Yeah.
Who was that? Oh,
that was one of the Brady's. One of the Brady guys.
That was the dad.
Well, that's that's Robert Reed, right? Yeah.
Robert Reed.
I thought it was Greg at first, but that's
it's
dad.
Like father, like son, right?
Yeah. Oh, hey, Bill. There we go.
Oh, wow. There you go with your cheesecake. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I got to show it. But no, I've always been as far back as I can remember, as like even in kindergarten. I remember I would notice the guys and I would notice the beards and the mustaches. Back then, we're talking mid to late 60s, early 70s, when guys were so earthy and with the mod clothes and the beards. And I just thought like hippies were so cool. And I was like, when I grow up, I want to have that and I want to be hairy. Well, I got all my wishes.
I always liked the hippie look, but I was doing straight jobs back when hippies were in the mid to late 60s. I stopped doing straight jobs in 1968. I've been lucky enough to not have to go to a 9-to-5 issue since 1968. But I was working straight jobs back then. So when that was in full flower, I had short hair.
And Jack keeps his pulled back too for because I guess I don't know how hot is it where you're at, Jack?
It's only 78 right now.
Oh, you fuck you.
That's
wow. It's like winter for Todd.
It is here too.
By the way,
we had a serious heat wave. Never as hot as yours, Todd. Never as hot as that.
Well, because hey, look, I live in the Palm Springs area, so yeah, we're gonna get the heat. My friend, Mike,
had a serious heat wave about a month ago, but 3 weeks ago maybe. But since then, it's been very temperate. It's in the high 70s or low 80s, which is
you're so lucky because last year I'm scared because it hasn't yet. But last year there were many days in August when it would hit 125.
Oh.
And I'm
it too.
What? No, they say, it's the desert, it's a dry heat, but I'm in Palm Springs, Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, Indio, that whole stretch, right. Indian Wells, and I don't know where all these people are getting their money because they just are building that Disney housing community a mile down the road from me, and it's all these country clubs, golf courses. People have lawns when they should have desert landscaping. It's just there's always water, going on, and they got to water the golf courses and everything. So there's got to be humidity in the air. And we had a storm yesterday, which is rare. We had loud booming thunder. I thought it was a trash truck at first. It woke me up, and I was shocked. But the problem is I love rain. I miss it. But the problem is, if it's this hot and it rains, then it's super humid. Yeah. So, and my cartoonist friend Tim Barella, who lives in Temecula, he always calls me and keeps telling me, "You're gonna hate me. It's like 68 here," and I'm like, "Fuck you." But and speaking of Tim, I gotta say this. Everybody, if you're also familiar, anyone out there of the comic strip Leonard and Larry that used to appear in the Advocate and Frontiers and in gay comics, I wish I had the book handy, but a press just did recently the complete Leonard and Larry collection. You can find it on Amazon or at Rattling Good Yarns Press. I helped get that book published. I was so thrilled. Yeah, right? Leonard and Larry are but they're like everyday guys. Well, one's into leather, but they're non-stereotypical. They're lot of men have said in blogs and said to Tim when he did a book signing here that his comics in the especially in the 80s and early 90s helped them get through a lot of bad stuff because of all the homophobia and the stereotypes. I am so goddamn fucking sick and tired of movies basically having all these Yas Queen types. You know, it's just most are just average normal guys. Leonard and Larry is a regular couple. It's amazing, and the book has everything, unreleased material, and a conclusion because the saga was never concluded. So, Tim, I gotta show this. Last year, Vinegar Syndrome released as a surprise. They listed it as invisible slipcover, and people are like, it was for April Fools, and people are like, well, I'm going to take a chance and order this. And if you did order it, what you got was the movie Side Roads, a really bad noir thriller. It's bad, but you'll love it because it's bad. And
so bad it's good. One of those.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely, and of course, Mustache. Yeah, this is from like 1988. Well, here's the thing. The invisible slipcover was a blank white slipcover with this. And Vinegar Syndrome gave you a set of, I think, 4 markers. They were called DKola, which I like the name. And you could draw your own slipcover for Side Roads. And people were posting them. And let's face it, most of us are not exactly artistes. So I said to Tim, you've never drawn me. I've never asked you to. But would you consider doing this slipcover for me since, you know, I've done things for you? He's like, okay. So I mailed it to him. And now I do have a slipcover protector. Those do exist. So it's going to be a little shiny. But he did this.
That's good. That's great.
And it's cheesecake, man. Cheesecake. I'm holding cheesecake. I'm wearing my leather harness. I am apparently naked because you can see a little hair there. But he did this. And on the back, he drew the star of the movie like he's hanging on with the little sweat, things.
That's really good.
I posted this on the Vinegar Syndrome fan group on Facebook, and they were like, okay, you win.
Right. That looks professional. It looks like a professionally done slipcover.
He look, he got the glasses down. He's very good at drawing detailed arm hair, body hair, beards, because he's a Paganophile as well. And but Tim, he lives in Temecula, which is over the mountains, over that twisty Highway 74 that you see in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World. And he lives over there. So I'm afraid to drive that. So otherwise, to drive around, it takes well over an hour. So I don't get to visit him. We talk on the phone, but I love Tim. Everybody look up the Leonard Larry collection. And I am so proud of this. And,
that's very cool.
I'm immortalized on a Vinegar Syndrome movie. But yeah, this one, by the way, is not available through their website. It was a limited. So people, if you find it on eBay, it might cost a pretty penny. But if it's down to like $30, maybe I'd say get it for your collection because you'll just be laughing and just shaking your head through the whole thing. So
it's out in 1988, I see by IMDb.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that I had never seen, and even if I would have paid the original the original price for this, I think, was like $25 and that, but it's worth it because it is loaded to the hilt with extras for a movie that's what Vinegar Syndrome does. They will take a movie that can be shitty as hell, give it a beautiful slipcover, and give you all kinds of extras. This one even has two of the guys from Vinegar Syndrome on a road trip and then going to Florida to get the movie from the filmmaker so they could restore it. It's great. It's crazy. Oh, here's the.
I know you know that they just put out Kabuki Man.
I was just about to mention that. Vinegar Syndrome emailed me and told me that my order was shipped. So sometime this coming week, I will get mine. And yes,
you know, it didn't work, so they sent me another one, which is due tomorrow.
Oh, so that's what was going on with it. Yeah, I'm hoping the one I get will work as well, because sometimes they do have a bad batch, and they have to send out replacement copies. But Bill, you're wearing our shirt in the interview?
I am wearing our shirt in the interview.
I am so proud. Nice. I am so proud. Thank you. Because
you don't discuss it. It's seen all through the interview. You see the shirt.
I am so happy because there it is, folks. VinegarSyndrome.com.
It's a beautiful cover. Oh my God.
Is it a hard case or just a good slip?
I think that's the
it's
the cover, right? Hold on.
It's very elaborate. There's a slip in. There's another cover. Yeah. It slips in there.
Okay. Oh, I see. So what it is, if you look to the right of your screen, it's a rigid slip cover case that the slip cover edition slides into. There you go.
And then here is inside that, and the other side of that is this.
Yeah.
You open that up, and there's a booklet. I'm sorry. There's a booklet with a great and a very nice comment on my performance in the booklet, and then this and this on the other side.
Beautiful.
So there's all sorts of things. It says. Want to hear what it says about me?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, of course we do.
This is your spotlight, man.
It says, Kabuki Man's main villain, Reginald Stewart, is just as unsubtle as a classic trauma antagonist should be. But he seems less laughable than the Reverend Snipes character, which is another villain. But that's because he gets special treatment. Like many trauma films, this villain is a wealthy, influential businessman. By the way, just as an inside comment, it was based on Donald Trump even then in 1989.
It's like your special needs revolt guy.
Exactly. A wealthy, influential businessman, a wolf dressed in a suit, Lloyd Kaufman's favorite target, portrayed by Bill Whedon with campy vigor and self-aware theatricality. I love that because it was self-aware. Stewart is outlandish and has a sinister charm, pulling a web of misdeeds that serve his own desires from his nice big office. This is how Kaufman sees a businessman. There are people who do not care if they ruin the world, if it means they have ultimate power. Kaufman says he was fortunate to cast Bill Whedon in this role. Blah, 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 blah.
That is awesome. Oh my
Very
God.
Nice.
I never use that word, but that is awesome.
I use it way too often.
No, well, it's like for me, he didn't mention my name, but in a review for Demiziano Cristoforo's El Dorado, I can't remember if it was Pop Matters or one of the other sites, but they said that the ADR was spot on, and my voice is 99% of the voice in that movie. That's and good. So that made me just go ew. And I will say the only other time I was mentioned about a voice in one of his other films, but the only other time my name was mentioned was in Adult Video News. And a positive review. In the one little feature I was in years ago, they mistook me, my name, for another one of the actors, and they mentioned me in the review. So I was like, to tell people I was in Adult Video News, but I didn't use a giant filter.
That can happen. No, I like to describe this as portraying the character with campy vigor and self-aware theatricality. Because in the interview there's a long interview in the 18-minute interview or something like that, which is a really good one. I was really happy to see it, except that I couldn't watch the whole thing because it glitched in the middle and fell apart. And hopefully with the new copy they're sending, everything will be cool. But what I saw, it's a really good interview, and I discussed the fact that I tried to untrauma it as much as possible. I tried to not go as over the top as I know people can do with trauma. So I tried to, I knew it had to be over the top because that it wouldn't be fair to the vibe of the movie to be too subtle or to underplay too much. But I tried to underplay as much as I could without being really subtle, but self-aware theatricality.
Yeah, you weren't like the mayor from.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you weren't like the mayor from Toxic Avenger.
Oh God, yeah.
No.
The old Toxic Avenger.
I know how far they can go with trauma, and it's fine. Like Todd. More power to them. God bless them. But it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be within bounds. So
you didn't want to be too cartoony.
Right. And of course, once in a while, it's not really cartoony. This time, my time has come. Yeah. It went there, but for the most part, I bug my eyes a lot. That's the main thing I do.
That's easy for me. That's one reason why I wear glasses. I've got like what you call Steve Buscemi, Marty Feldman, Peter Lorre eyes.
Oh, I have to put in one of my pieces of knowledge. It's not Buscemi. It's pronounced Buscemi.
Thank you, because I never knew that. Buscemi. I will.
His brother was a production assistant on a show I was in, The Fantastics. I was in The Fantastics.
Yeah.
His brother, Steve's brother, was a production assistant, and I know that he does not pronounce it Buscemi. In fact, I've got a very funny story. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Steve was Steve was out of town. He lives in New York, I think. I'm pretty sure he does. He was out of town shooting a movie. Hotel. His wife called the hotel, and she said, "Could you connect me with Steve Buscemi?" And the desk clerk said, "Yeah, I can, but he pronounces his name Buscemi." and she said, "Okay, just tell him his wife is calling."
So how does Steve himself pronounce it?
How does what?
How does Steve himself pronounce his own last name?
Buscemi.
Okay, because
It's Buscemi.
I never bothered to Google it.
And he was interviewed recently on Turner Classic Movies, and Ben Mankiewicz pronounced it Buscemi because obviously he had been clued in that that's how the name is pronounced.
Right. You don't hear it. You don't hear it the correct way.
Well, no, and I, for instance, Ravage Nation, I made sure I Google searched how to pronounce his last name because it was one of those names that I'd never seen before, and it turns out it was Moutsatsos or something like that. Mao, yeah, and it said like Mao, like cow, and I was like, oh, see, I would have said it wrong. Right. And it's just like, is it Kim Basinger or Basinger?
Yeah, I never found that out. I think
I have heard the actual pronunciation, and of course, I forgot. And by the way, people who love I'll say Basinger for the purposes. And since Ozzy Osbourne recently passed away, back in 1982 or 83, the band Was Not Was, that's famous for Walk the Dinosaur. They did an album that had guests like Frank Sinatra Jr., and I'm not sure if Mel Torme was on it, but they got Ozzy Osbourne to do a song called Shake Your Head, Let's Go to Bed. And it's very new wave. It's, not rock. It's very definite 80s new wave.
That was on the Black Darkness.
What? Oh, that's you.
I'm on the
I
podcast.
thought that was the song get ready to play.
Well, it's a great song.
I'll
Shake
call
your
you.
head, let's go to bed. There's no video for it. However, in 1990, they re-recorded it. I think they got Ozzy back to do lines again, and they originally recorded it with Madonna. There's a version on YouTube that has Madonna on it, but that was sort of a test, but it's like a 6-minute song and Madonna does the female part. However, when they wanted to do it for good, and the test version sounds perfect, but they asked her and she declined. I guess she was bigger deal then. So somehow, I don't know how, I forgot how, but they got Kim Basinger to do the vocals. So some of the lines that you originally heard Ozzy Osbourne do, so he would say some lines, she would sing some lines. And there is a music video on YouTube where you see Kim singing. So Ozzy Osbourne and Kim Basinger, just like you never thought you'd see that duet. Like I have a duet of Willie Nelson and Sinead O'Connor. It's just, yeah. So seek out that because if you're an Ozzy fan or if you're a Kim fan.
When were Willie Nelson and Sinead O'Connor together?
They did one song. Willie Nelson apparently must have did a thing of duets.
Really?
This was in the, I have the CD in the next room. I'll look it up sometime and tell you. But they did a duet covering the Kate Bush, Peter Gabriel song, Don't Give Up.
Wow.
It's good. It's really good. I bought it as a British CD single. And but yeah, so there you go.
I have to go now, guys. I gotta go. I gotta feed my dog and call my wife back. She just called. So
Okay.
he's out of town.
You are welcome anytime. Well, he's gone, but
Oh, yeah. I didn't even do that. No,
he's
I didn't do
welcome
that.
anytime. No, he probably booped. Bill is welcome anytime.
He's a master.
I was going to boop him, but he booped himself.
I am so grateful to Bill because I'm trying to remember how I caught his attention. I'll have to ask him. But, you know, I think it was maybe through Neil, you know, his Without Your Head thing or something, or my reviews. But yeah, Bill, he just said I was one of his favorite people on earth. And he told Greg and Addison when they shoot Psycho Ape 2, since it's going to be done in LA. And that's it only took me an hour and a half that morning to drive into North Hollywood for that. But yeah, he said, I want Todd in a scene with me. He's got to be in a scene. Because I first actually met Bill in person at the Once and Future Smash premiere in LA. And then he, you know, wanted me in this movie, and I was glad that I could be Psycho Ape 2, The Wrath of Kong. I'm only in there for about 20 seconds, but oh, is it memorable, as Bill said earlier. And so Bill wants to do more shorts that are Sirloin and Dr. Zoomis related. I didn't know how we're going to do that because we'd have to be together. And if they're shorts, we'd have to do them all in one, because I can only be gone for a certain length of time. You know, I gotta work.
We'll see if we have to. We'll find a director on your end and green screen and bring Bill to you.
Just like, because it hasn't been done yet, but Neil and I forgot who else is talking about putting together another Guys with Fries calendar, and they want me and Bill in one of the photos, but we would have to be photoshopped because they're not going to fly me all the way over to Boston or New York just to do that for a shot. And it would be me and Bill reprising. Is that how reprising our role as
Either one.
from Psycho Ape 2? And I'll have my strap and I'll be like feeding him cheesecake or something. I don't know. Or French fries. Yeah, that's it. French fries, Guys with Fries.
Hell yeah.
But also for Bill, he's announced it. So, and I mentioned it last week. Him, John Dugan, the original grandpa from the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 2 words. The 3 of us in a buddy road trip slasher. The tentative title, just because they want to slap, it would be, since you're Jack, you're involved, Gonzo Geezer Gorefest. But I'm sure whether that is it or you guys come up with another one. I'm excited about the possibilities. I said to Bill, I hope I can live up to your expectations, especially
I'm sure you will.
Especially John, because he's been around, he's acted. I mean, I don't know if I call myself an actor yet. I just kind of keep getting asked. And and if you've seen me in my videos and what I do, I'm not a method actor. Okay, now I have to have the mind of this killer. No, I'm just like, okay, I'm Todd and I'm a killer. Everything I do is I'm Todd. Right. Psycho Ape 2, I was Todd just with my S&M gear. And yes, folks, I do own a trunk of it. And I inherited a lot of it, but I do have it. So I'm just me. And that's just like I'm not criticizing Jack Nicholson, but let's face it, in every movie he's in, he's Jack.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's basically Jack, whether he's mellow or crazy or whatever. That's still Jack. It's like
a werewolf.
I think that it's Jack just like putting himself, and I've heard other actors say this, I just put myself in that situation, and then I'm just basically me. So that's how I do it, folks. If you want me in your movie, you're going to get me.
You're going to get Todd. What you see is what you get.
Whether you want me clothed or not.
That's extra.
Yeah, it's an option. But yeah, I'm really excited about that possibility. I'm so grateful to Bill. We message back and forth every day. And it's not like, look at me, I'm friends with Bill Whedon. No, it's we're friends, and I just feel so grateful that someone like that, he's done everything, been with all the greats, Lily Tomlin, Carol Channing, Madeline Kahn. He's friends with Paul Dooley and Chris Sarandon, or is it Sarandon? See, there you go. Yeah, he's done it all. He was on stage with Mickey Rooney for, I don't know if you youngsters know who Mickey Rooney is. All right, but yeah, okay, good.
Jack knows.
But he's done it all, and I just love hearing his stories, and just the fact that he considers me I want to say an equal, but you know what I mean. You're a friend.
You're a friend. That's
more important
than anything else.
With Neil and Annabelle Lecter pulling me in, and Bill and all this, and I'm grateful to Jamie Robert McDougall, who got me in Toilet Zombie Baby Strikes Back 5 years ago now. Because that's sort of, once I did that, people started noticing me from the posts in me, and when it just happened, and so. And here I am.
And it's still happening. So
yeah. Well, here's something I want to tell to my family of filmmakers and everything. And I told Michael and Sophia, I want to be in one of your projects. I'm 62 now. I just turned 62. I know I'm so youthful, you say. But I'm not saying I'm expecting on dying soon or anything, but I want to do it all. I want to do more of this and a lot of it before I leave this world. What? Bill just turned 85. Look at him. He's everywhere. He's
ranking it up.
And I want to be like Bill, except with a beard.
I think we all tried to be like Bill Whedon.
Oh my God. So also, I guess so for next week, I believe, well, no, today's the 24th. So next Sunday, I will message him again. I believe we're having John Devlin on.
Nice.
I don't think he sent you screeners yet. I'll message him again. But he's behind the anthology with Demiziano called Fallacies that I voiced. And he's also done Erecting a Monster. Oh, did he send me those links yet? Or did I give you links? I sent you links to something.
No, not yet. Not
all right,
yet.
I'll look. I'll double check because I know I sent you.
You sent me some link. Okay. I think that's for the following week.
All right. Well, I will check with John again because I want you to be aware.
I was just gonna watch Fallacies with Chris. But.
Okay, and note that when you hear the cackling laugh in the unglorious whole segment, that's me. Now, what they're doing now is releasing a revised version of the film. They haven't announced the date yet, but it's going to be on Blu-ray. There's Bill. And then I will have a voice intro added to it, and so will John. But so you guys watch Fallacies. I will. I believe there's a screener for Erecting a Monster, which is short films added together for one feature. I'll see if he can get you that, because I'd like you guys to sort of be in on it. And then the following week, September 7th, I believe, White Gardenia wants to be on. And he definitely has. I may have sent you. I don't know. He'll have.
We'll get it together during the weekend. We'll figure it out.
And then sometime after that, folks, my friend Adam Freeman, who did Deadly Dealings and his new film Scream Dream, a remake of a Donald Farmer film, he'd like to be on. So I can't believe I've gotten to the point here with you guys that people want to be on the show. I'm just like, wow. And we've got Bill giving us all this wonderful clout.
It's great.
No, we love you, Bill. Hey, is there anything you want us? I mean, I mentioned the John Dugan, the thing that you guys have. Is there anything? Because we're about to wrap up. So, is there anything you want everybody to know, or you?
Well, Nursing Home Dracula, which Chris is also involved with.
Yes.
I hope that I will somehow get to be a part of that. I know it's these distances.
The only thing that would be in the way is transportation costs.
Yeah, I mean, I could probably save up a couple $100 at least, but like I said, with the debt from the pandemic and everything,
and depending on where we shoot it,
Right. We'll figure it out.
We don't know where we're going to shoot it. It could be closer to you. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm stammering because I'm just so overwhelmed with all this wonderfulness.
Todd, you're going to be a part of it one way or another. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to know that you deserve it. You call yourself quality, so you're not exactly a shrinking violet, okay? So,
I'm turning redder than usual. No, I love having fun. I've got this. I know I've got this creativity, and I want to use it. And I said I want to be like you, peppy and bopping along, years from now. And it's just, let's keep this going
for everybody.
And
my wife and I shot a little film on Coney Island the other night, and so many strangers came up to us and called us inspirational, because we're of a certain age, older than we look, and
you're in love.
I'm 85.
Yeah,
my wife is 90. We look, and
she's 90.
She's 90. Wow.
Okay, Bill, I'm not saying anything about your looks, but I thought she was a few years younger than you or your age.
No, I know. When I first met my wife, the first thing the second or third thing I thought was, I really like this woman, but she's too young for me. And when
she's older.
That she was actually older than me, it was one of the happiest moments of my life.
Right. Well, you're lucky. You're lucky you weren't too young for her. She might have turned around. How
are they planning on getting this short film out for you guys?
Well, it's going to be part of a series. It's going to be called. The series is called Like Old Times, and it's about people reliving something that was fun for them. So we fudged reality, said, what would you like to do that you used to do? We say a date night on Coney Island. We hardly ever did. And we've hardly ever been to Coney Island. But so that was a lot. But it worked. And we spent the night on Coney Island and did a lot of stuff, and people kept coming up to us and saying that we were inspirational. And they, believe me, they did not know how old we are, because do I look 85 to you?
No.
I don't know. No. I certainly don't feel it. I feel about 45, but
right.
No, I feel inside. I always feel like I have when I was young.
Yeah.
It's on the inside. Well,
I don't like I'm in my 20s, and I don't want to.
No.
I was miserable in my 20s. So
Oh, me too. But I mean,
so
I don't matured.
But I was very happy in my 40s, and I feel happier now, to be honest with you, psychologically. But I feel my health is good, knock wood, all over the place.
Yeah,
there's some wood.
You're healthier than I am, bud.
and my wife is healthy, and she's 90, and she looks about, I don't know, 70. I don't know. I think we look about
active. You're doing all these movies and these projects.
Yeah.
That keeps you.
And she's going to be in Nursing Home Dracula. Did you know that?
Yes.
She's going to be my love interest, quote unquote. Nursing Home Dracula. You know the tagline for Nursing Home Dracula, right?
Say it again.
One of the funniest taglines I've ever heard in my life. Nursing Home Dracula. Where the early bird special is you.
You. Yeah. I like that.
And I love the tagline for Our Man Funk. Do you know that one?
Oh, that refreshed my memory.
I'm a grandpa who goes on a vigilante hunt. Says, revenge is a dish best served old.
And then we also user Gorka.
You're a more fun in this movie. In that movie, you're going to be a more fun Charles Bronson.
A more fun what?
A more fun Charles Bronson doing a Death Wish thing on your own.
Oh yeah, Charles Bronson. Yeah. I described that movie as Death Wish meets Parenthood, which is a weird mashup.
Weird is good.
I know weird. We like weird. Why be normal?
It's a vigilante. It's a gory vigilante thing, but it's also a dramedy about me and my grandchildren.
Yeah, it's a family affair. So that's good. No, I'm excited for that. I'm just looking forward to however we're going to get all these other things going and just keep it going, because as I told them when you disappeared from them there that I just turned 62 myself, and I just want to do what you're doing. And I know it will keep me, vigorous and going. Yeah. And actually feeling there's something good in life, because right now, we're all kind of in a mess, but I just want to keep going and doing this. And I'm just I wanted to ask, before we end all this, Bill, where was it that you first, I caught your attention? How was it through Neil, or was it through?
Well, I met you in person at the premiere of Smash.
We were in touch before that, I thought, though.
But we were obviously in touch before then, and I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, I was like, usually you'd think if they made a movie out of all this, you'd be able to say, well, I remember, or a memoir. Right. And I'm not sure how we were in touch, written, on Facebook, and so I don't know who that was. It was through Neil, or
trace it back. I'm not sure I could trace it back because
if you try scrolling back our conversations, it would, the way that it doesn't scroll as quick as you want, it would take forever.
Never does that.
But
maybe you told somebody else and they remember how you met.
Yeah, I just, it's because now I'm kind of like, it's interesting.
Who did you know that I knew before you knew me?
Well, there was Neil. Neil, Jones from Without Your Head.
Sure, yeah.
Annabelle, and maybe somebody that is associated with them.
Because to Woodstock for it. She's going to spend the night at our house next week.
Get pictures.
Yeah, for sure.
I want pictures. Oh my God. I know she's busy and she's doing things, and I miss her so much, because she was she is, I want to say, one of my staunch supporters. She
is.
She would message me with words of support. Like, I'm not going to mention what it was, but remember that little fiasco last year where I was sort of, with that one person that sort of banished me. her and Michael Epstein and Neil and you were all messaging me with support. Like, we're behind you. We love you. Fuck, that person's problem.
I can't remember the person you're talking about. You don't need to mention.
No. It was involving a project and me being blocked and yeah. Okay. It's just, everybody was so supportive and like, we love you. And I mean, even Michael says we love you. And so I was like, wow, I've got these people are behind me, even if I didn't ask for it, they're behind me. So
we do.
Yeah, I love that we've got like this family going on, even with this and everything. There's like this family. And so I want more. I want more. So
so Annabelle is coming to visit just for one night, the night before Labor Day.
Oh wow.
August 31st is going to come. At least that's the plan.
Oh man, well that's a Sunday.
Yep, she's coming.
Is she? Hey, if she arrives really early, you can make her pop on with.
Oh, absolutely, it's true.
That would be nice.
Yeah, we're on at 2 p.m. your time. Yeah. So yeah, she's welcome because I miss her. And she's she's so cool, and I just wish that I had all of you guys in the same area so we could like hang out at a Denny's and just jaw. So,
it'll happen. So it'll happen.
Yeah. Well.
And she's
got us. What?
And she's the one who dreamt up the name Sirloin, right?
Yes, she did. Well, what it was. Yeah. So Addison was sitting across from me, and he ordered this really sad-looking steak, and it was sad. I mean, I'm not trying to knock Denny's because if friends say let's go to Denny's, I'll go to Denny's.
Denny's is great for ham and eggs, but steak not so much.
Yeah, well, he learned that. So he was sitting across from me. You were sitting next to me, and I think Annabelle. I don't know. I have to look at the photo, but she was like right there too.
Right,
and she looked at that and said, "Todd, do you have a name for your character yet?" And I said, "No, they didn't come up with one yet." And I asked Greg and I said, "Do you guys have a name for my character?" And they're like, "No, we hadn't thought of it yet." And then she said, "Well, Sirloin, and like, oh my God,
it was so
and they were like, yeah, okay, Sirloin, definitely," and that's how that came about.
So perfect.
So I owe it to Annabelle for that, and for Bill for wearing the shirt. And on the Vinegar Syndrome interview, I feel like there's a lot of people
that's a great show.
That movie. Oh, also get your Hippie Dick shirt that I'm on. I'm on an Arbor Day shirt, and I'm on one of the wrestling shirts as well.
I'm on a Psycho Ape shirt. I'm on Once a Future Smash, two of them. One is 8-bit, and the other one is the real me. And
go to without the tpublic.com, TEE, and look for Without Your Head / Without Your Head, and all those are in there. And it's
Dr. Zumas. You have to go. Somebody asked me today how he could get that shirt. I said, you go on, look for Sirloin and Dr. Zumas.
Hippie Dick is still his top seller.
Yeah, I know. That's great.
3 years. But here's the thing. Sergeant Kabuki Man is eventually it's going to sell out. I think it's going to sell out pretty
that DVD.
Yeah, physical media. If you want something on physical media today, you better buy it. Within a couple weeks.
They're usually just at the most they may produce about 5,000 or something. Yeah. But for Sergeant Kabuki Man, it's a large amount, but it will go quick because it's a movie. Oh, all that noise is Jack's bird. Bill probably knows that. There it is. But
the thing, really bird?
Yeah. See there.
Oh wow! What's his name or her name?
Her name's Bourbon.
What is it?
Bourbon.
Birbin.
Bourbon.
Bourbon.
Like bourbon.
Bourbon.
Bourbon. Burb.
Bourbon. BIRBN.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, is because you're wearing that shirt in the Vinegar Syndrome interview, that
Yes.
makes me feel like I'm part of that now.
Absolutely. Well, that was my whole point.
And people in the Vinegar Syndrome fan group, I'm shocked because there's over 6,000 members. They kind of know who I am because I post videos of unboxings, or I do funny music videos of me and I put them in the group, and people have the criteria for my videos. I have to be at least in some of the scenes eating cheesecake, shirtless, show my butt cheeks, and usually use an obscure catchy song. So they know me in the Vinegar Syndrome group. So
is there a way of dialoguing on Vinegar Syndrome?
Yeah, it's just go to I will send you the direct name. I think it's the official Vinegar Syndrome fan group.
Okay.
There's other Vinegar Syndrome groups, so I'll give you the correct one. But
send me a link to that, and I will make sure that people know that the shirt I'm wearing is Todd quality.
You do have to join, so you just click on a tab to join.
Okay, I will
be a part of the group. It's fun, and yeah, and people will be like, "Wow, Todd's connected to the Kabuki Man thing now because of the shirt," and I'm just like, "Yeah, it's like a dream come true."
Spread it everywhere.
Thank you, Bill. Well, I gotta say, this has been happy Sunday, gents. Thank you, Chillers. Yes, Chillers, and I know Ward. They're usually jumping in. I gotta say, this is amazing. This is, let's see, 12. So this went over 2 hours. This is the longest show we've ever done.
Yeah.
They usually run about an hour and a half, which I'm fine. And Chris usually, when it's time, puts in, in conclusion or something, and I'm fine with that. But today we've been having so much fun. I'm really thankful to Mike Caravella for taking the time to come on and promote Astral Plane Drifter. And Bill, I hope you go see it when he's up there by you.
It's not. I realized after I close, I'm probably not going to be able to do it. But it's not that close. I thought Anianda was a lot closer than it is, but it's not that.
It is what it is. So you never know. And you'll see it at some point. But
I will. I will definitely see it at some point.
Again, I'm brief in that. Like so far, all the stuff I've done, I'm kind of brief. But my one role in it, of the two, is very important. They mentioned me through the whole movie, so I feel that's important enough. And I'm just so proud of it. It won 7 awards so far, and 4 Best Feature. And so being a part of that, being in your Vinegar Syndrome interview and our future stuff, there's
a lot more to come.
Yeah. So keep it coming, and I'm willing to do anything.
You opened a can of worms there. You haven't read Guns of Gorefest.
Yeah.
Todd already said, and I'm holding on to that. A glass of wine and he's anybody's.
Well, last week
we're going to stream that too.
Actually, last week I went a bit further and I said, "Give me a glass of wine," and I'm looking for someone's shoulders to rest my legs on.
Well,
I can get away with that on this show. We're good,
baby.
But no, I'm just. This is great. I mean, this is. For Sundays, this is funny, and I don't mind this at all. Usually I work really late Saturday night, and when I get home, I usually stay up all night and go to bed at like 5 or 6 in the morning. So when on Saturday nights now, what I've been having to do is I get home and I try to force myself, take a trazodone and a melatonin by about 3:30 so that I can make sure to get up after 10 to do this. Because usually, if we hadn't done this podcast today, I probably wouldn't be getting up for at least another 2 hours.
Oh my God!
But I'm happy to do it. It's no problem. I'm just saying, this has been amazing, and I know I'm gushing, but a psychic. Well, I like to call them intuitives. Before I left St. Louis in 1995, this woman, Mary Ann, She was on a radio show as a guest before mine, and so I talked to her afterward, and I told her I was going to be leaving St. Louis, and she says, "Well, come over. I'll do you a reading." And she told me stuff, and things she said, were pretty accurate. But what she said is, "I see you someday like being interviewed on a show." Something like that. And I thought, oh, like a TV show, late night or something. I don't know. We'll see. But then I realized, once they started turning up on Neil's, because I was on his show this past Thursday, I thought maybe that's it. But then when you guys said, hey, you want to be on a podcast, I thought you meant as a guest. And I was like, yeah, great. And then he posts, see the Todd Jaeger experience this Sunday. Oh, so maybe that's it. And
the universe is in control, Todd.
And again, I tell people I am not religious at all. Nope. But I do Reiki. So I kind of think that there's energy and stuff. And it just seems that, despite right now we're in a huge mess and I've got debt, I always manage to get through. And
yeah, you will. You stay positive. It's all in the mind, Todd. And I've been saying that to Jack too. I've been saying the universe has been speaking to us, and everybody's aligned, and things are going good.
Tagline from my radio shows. I had a show called The Todd Sampler, which is what he called my video reviews for Neil. Guaranteed Todd quality, or so what?
That's it.
So
that's a good ending to wrap it up.
Yes.
That's Chris.
Everybody, it's quality all around. And everybody, Bill, you're always welcome to pop in whenever you want.
Absolutely.
And because, like I said, it's kind of like I can go, I'm with Bill. So,
today I have more time than usual because my wife is in New York and I'm in Woodstock. She's in the city for a few days, and so I'm a grass widow or whatever.
Wow.
Moment. So I had all afternoon, and which is beautiful.
We're glad you're here. Thanks for spending so much time. And
I will definitely be back, but maybe not for the whole for this month.
Well, no, I know not for everyone, but if you wanna, you can. And
but this has been great.
Oh, I'm.
You
it's
deserve,
like
Todd. You deserve your own podcast. You're a charismatic guy. You're a star, and you deserve it.
I'm going to show my
lot to say.
No, it's just so much fun because here's the deal, and I'm not trying to sound sad. I have friends, locally, but all their schedules are like the complete opposite of mine. I hardly get to see any of my friends, and they're also busy. So honestly, I'm a homebody. I spend a good 90% of my time here at home, and I'm entertaining myself, trust me. But I like this. I like being, and sure, I'm not hunting for a relationship, but it would be nice to have people to hang out with, watch movies with, things like that. But it just hasn't happened yet, and who knows? With all these connections, people may want to get to know me. But then I also want to throw in before we go. I've said that 10 times already. So on the technical aspect, what I'm looking at on StreamYard, everything's reverse. This is backwards. I'm seeing it in reverse. So and I know people watching it on YouTube, see, I'm looking at Bill, and Bill's is forward. So maybe it's because of the phone. I'm using a webcam on my computer.
I don't know backwards, but I'm seeing your shirt
normal. Now, and when I was trying to point at Mike, like Mike was, when I'm looking at it, Mike, where I'm pointing, Mike was on my. So if I'm pointing to Chris right now, am I pointing to Chris, or I'm pointing the opposite direction? Which am I pointing at you or not?
No, the opposite.
No, I'm pointing the other way. Okay, now I understand. So when I wanna do stuff, like when I say Jack, I'm not pointing at Jack right now. Am I? I'm pointing at
yes.
Yeah, now you are.
Just when you thought you had to figure it out.
Am I pointing to Jack now?
No.
No.
You're pointing the opposite.
Now I'm pointing to Jack.
Point
right?
away from him, and you're pointing at him. Oh, this is freaky.
Yeah, it's weird.
This is some acid shit, man. But see, here's the thing. I have watched people on, well, let's just say I'm looking at an adult site or something, and somebody's wearing a t-shirt in their videos they made for that site. Thank you, chillers. Hey, Bill, they love you. Their shirts are backwards in the video. Wow. And I was like, this is weird. Wow. So,
oh, wow. Thank you.
Yeah, Bill's an icon, man. You're an icon.
It's like I have to blush.
See, I don't have to very much because I already got rosacea. See how red I am? Fuck.
But you already got what? You got what?
It's called rosacea. It's a vessel thing where my face looks like I'm either sunburned sometimes or like I'm blushing. And I've got pink, I've got blue and pink lighting. So this is why this color is, but icon indeed. But so yeah, and I put stuff on my face for it, but I'm gonna be red. That I have to live with it. So in our movie, if you want, you guys can slap some makeup on me or something to make me look less like I'm, mad or something all the time. But yeah, that's one of my many symptoms.
I have to find out what Chillers Theater is. I gotta get in touch with them. They like me.
They like you. Hold on.
Yeah. Hey, Chillers Theater. Let them know how Bill can find you.
Are you on Facebook, Chiller?
Are you
on Twitter?
Yeah, I know. They might be on Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, let Bill know.
Or Chillers, if you want, contact Captain Cartoon here, and because if people want to know where to find you, that's a good thing. I mean, in this manner, I would think. X. Well, X. Bill, you don't tweet, do you?
I do.
He has a Twitter, but he don't use it now. Oh, and Facebook.
Okay, he's on Facebook.
Chillers Theater. And if they want to find Chillers Theater, is it one word?
But Facebook too. They're on Facebook.
Yeah, you'll find them.
Is it spelled just like that, or is it separate? So, because I have tried looking for horror homeschool and that, and sometimes other things that are similar pop up, and I'm not sure which one to click on.
Yeah, Bill hasn't been active on X.
Bill, they need to.
Oh, he's on. He's Billy Weeds.
It's Billy Weeds. BILLYWEEDS. Probably. I'm not sure what I am on X, but it's probably Billy Weeds.
Yeah, that's what it is.
One word, Billy Weeds. BILLYWEEDS. And that's the same on Instagram, and on Facebook it's Bill Wheaton.
Okay.
Very nice.
But I will look up Twitter for sure. Are we going to wrap it up now?
We're just basically where we can find everybody. So, Bill, you said Facebook, X,
Instagram, I guess X, even TikTok. I think I'm on there.
I haven't. I'm only. I'll tell people next. I'm only Facebook. That's about it. I don't do all the other stuff. It's
Billy Weeds. What's that? No.
No, my God.
Billy Weeds with an S on the end. BILLYWEEDS.
I'll send it to them. I'll send it to them on X if they don't find it.
Okay. And like I said, I'm only basically Facebook, unless people have my personal number. But
Jack, your number at the end of one of these shows.
Oh no. And Captain Cartoon, where could we find you?
Oh, I thought we were promoting your 1-900 Hot Todd.
Hot. You know what?
What?
I still have the nickname amongst a few people as Hot Rod Todd.
Hot Rod Todd. All one word. No spaces.
Rod could mean a couple things. If you've seen the Hippie Dick shirt, you'll know.
Listen, we love you for that. I've seen pictures that you can't show.
Thank you, Chiller. Yeah, I look, folks, I am not I want to say that shy, because everyone by now knows I was in an adult feature about 25 years ago. I did some, I hate to call it modeling, because I've been in some magazines, you know, like we're talking 35 years ago or so. But it's just it's and like right now, I got skinny arms and skinny legs, but I got this gut that I can't really get rid of. So I'm not trying to tell everybody, look at my body. Back then I looked better, but I'm willing to just, it's not a being exhibitionist or anything. It's just about being free, having fun. And there are people who say they like this. So, you know, I'm just like, fine, have a look. It's out there. It's out there. And yeah, they'll see probably more than you guys. But you know, if
is that true?
Yeah, he's seen stuff. But like for instance, the hippie dick image on Neil's shirt, Mutants Discard. There you go. On the hippie dick shirt, they'll see the photo that's based on. So.
Oh, okay. You see the real picture.
Good times. Yeah. So honestly, if people want to see more of me, if I maybe like you, I'll let you see stuff. And but
it's awesome. I'll use that word. It's awesome.
Awesome.
It's quality.
He also wields a mean strop. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's funny. I'm not a professional.
I just need more.
I learned from a pink night at the Center for Sexuality Awareness. So what I know was there and hosted how to do proper.
It's all on the wrist, right? It's all on the wrist.
Well, there is basically an art to it, so you don't harm someone and everything. Yeah, there's a lot to this, man. But and well, we'll script it for more movies. I'll be happy to oblige. But
I need it.
Jack, is there anything you're involved in stuff you want to? What?
Well, we've got Nursing Home Dracula coming up. We've got Our Man Funk coming up.
Well, for sharing news, do you have anything you post that you want maybe people to find?
Just Nursing Home Dracula right now.
Okay, but I mean, like on Facebook, Instagram, any of that? X?
I'm on X, Twitter, Facebook, Discord.
Oh wow! See, I feel bad. I'm only on Facebook and probably still Bear Forest. I don't know.
We're on Discord. Me and Chris is on Discord.
Bear Forest, what's that?
Oh, it's a website for bears. You know?
Bear Forest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you have to sign in and there's lots of feeling. People want to see a lot more of me. You can.
Oh, you were in different Three Bears last week.
Yeah, no. And, one thing I will clear is for people that think bears are big guys, that's not how it started. Bears basically are if you have facial hair, you're basically hirsute or hairy. And nowadays they want to call them otters or wolves, like in John Waters' A Dirty Shame Day. I'm like, that's something that people from like Girth and Mirth, there's groups of guys in that manner that's sort of like, well, we want to be a part of this. So they sort of latched on to the word bear. And so now everybody thinks if you're a bear, you're big, you're fat, you're muscle bear. That's not the case. You could be like me and you're a bear. So if you're a guy that's really big and you don't have a stitch of hair on you, that doesn't necessarily make you a bear. Right. So there's all kinds of things I can do. There you go. Yeah, so that's the bear education for today. Yeah, so Chris, do we find you anywhere? Or do you want to go now?
No, well, yeah. Mutant Theater on X. That's and I'm in the Discord. Mutant Theater.
Okay.
That's it.
Well, hey, this is.
And I'm here.
We're out there, guys. Or if you forget, find one of us and ask. And we're out there. And I gotta say, usually after doing this, I take a nap. But I'm wide awake now. We were just rolling today, so I'm gonna finish my cheesecake, then have lunch.
How about you, Bill?
And so yeah, everybody, Cheesecake Man, cheesecake.
Is it
And
Chiller Theater or Chillers Theater? I don't.
Chillers, I think, with an S.
On the end, I can't find it. I find Chillers Theater, but
I'll send you a link on somewhere.
Yeah, can you send
Yeah,
me?
we'll find them. We'll find them for you.
Okay.
You want to take us out of here, Bill? You want to close?
Yeah, Bill. We're giving Bill the red carpet here.
Do I want to take you out? How do I take
Take me out, Bill.
Take us out of here. Take us out of here. Say goodbye to everybody.
Okay, it's been great. The Todd Jaeger experience is an experience I would want to get all the time.
It is an experience.
Just
well said.